Assalamu alaikum, guys.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome to episode 13.
Episode 13. Wait, I was meant to get the thing up. Episode 13, aka episode number.
Yeah. 1, 3.
Here we go. In Japanese, you ready?
Go on.
Jutsan.
Episode.
Jutsan.
Welcome.
Welcome to episode Jutsan. Guys, the tickets are on sale now for the event that me and Sam will be at. Catch us in London. The venue is in Queen Mary University. The details are online. Tickets are still available at izaha.com/spot, izaha.com/spot. Sam and I will be there. We would love to see you guys there. It's our first event together. And there's many other people, there's many other things. There's going to be a Q&A panel on business, Q&A panel of health and fitness. I'm going to be hosting. Muslim Bilal is going to be there. Tommy Evans is going to be there. And it's going to be a great day. Sunday, 4th of June, 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Be there.
Or
don't.
come.
Yeah. This episode is sponsored by 59. That's 50_9 on Instagram. The reason I always shout out the Instagram because I love the Instagram page of 59, to be honest. I like watching the stories. I like seeing the new menu stuff that's coming up. We actually discussed some of the new menu
We
today.
do, yep.
If you go to 59, first of all, what does 59 do, Sam? Well,
What does 59 do?
yeah.
Fresh coffee, freshly grounded coffee, fresh juices, fresh snacks,
Smoothies.
fresh food, smoothies, froyos, everything. Iced coffee, brand new menu coming soon.
And if you go there and you say freshly grounded, this month you get a...
This month is a, what was it again?
It was a white chocolate mocha, Sam.
White chocolate mocha.
What?
For the same price as a normal mocha.
Yeah, sorry, not for free.
Just to clarify.
You get a discount on a white chocolate mocha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're also sponsored by Izaha, izaha.com.
Zahara.com.
Arabic style caps, t-shirts, jumpers. Make sure you look good this Ramadan as well as feel good. You look good, you feel good, you feel good, you do good. Am I right?
Nam.
Use the code word freshly grounded, 15% off. Lastly, sponsored by Flavor, FLAVR. Flavor is your complete solution to branding, marketing, social media marketing. Let's say you have a brand. Your brand is called Harrison. That's the name of your brand. Harrison is a brand that sells notepads. And but you haven't got great following on social media. You want to create some campaigns on your Instagram page where it goes viral. You want to create some content. You don't have great camera equipment and studios to create the content. You also want to brand your website nice. You want to maybe make an app. Hey, Flavor does all of that. If you're interested, if you are interested, you can email Okay. You can actually email me at my Flavor email address, which is Faisal, FAISAL at Flavor, FLAVR.co. That's not .com, it's .co. With that being said, Sam, what do we speak about in episode Jutsan?
We speak about power.
We do speak about power and authority.
And authority.
Yeah, we speak about hotels on boats.
Cupcakes.
Cable carts over the water.
Obesity.
Yeah. Theme parks and deaths in theme parks.
Brazilian food.
Yeah. Ooh.
Do Snickers contain alcohol?
Yeah. Do Snickers contain haram? We actually didn't find the answer to that one.
We should find out.
We should. Some tips for Ramadan at the end. What's that? Mobile phone. Deaths. Oh, mobile phone.
Mobile phone.
Yep.
Thank you.
We speak about, the same old freshly grounded stuff.
Same stuff. Juicing got mentioned.
Surprise. We didn't mention Gambia for once. But
We haven't finished it, have we?
No, we haven't. I have now. I've mentioned it now. Wouldn't be right if we didn't.
We talked about killer whales.
Yeah, we spoke about SeaWorld. We spoke about David Attenborough.
Talked about zoos.
Spoke about Free Willy. We mentioned Free Willy.
Spoke about Gabriel.
We did.
Yeah, Harrison's friend.
No, that's Jeremy.
Was it?
Yeah.
So we got Jeremy.
Jeremy's notepad. Guys, we spoke about how to be able to, but we don't have the solution for it, but how to be able to deal with your problems without speaking to somebody about them. If you've got fragile problems that you don't feel that you should speak to somebody about because you don't essentially want people to know the problem, like maybe it's a sensitive nature, you've had an argument with your wife, you've got financial issues, you don't want to talk to anyone about it, but you want to express it, how can you go about doing that? Now, we did give a solution. I'll be honest, neither Sam or I have tried or tested this solution. So what did we do, Sam?
We're gonna do it.
We made a vow to actually try this solution that we came up with, see if it works. If you want to listen to the
report back next week.
Yeah, make sure you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'll
you.
mind you. Yeah, for sure. Guys, with that being said, without any further ado, let's get into episode. Go on, Sam. Episode. Jusan.
And welcome to Freshly Grounded, the brand new podcast by best friends Faisu and Sam.
Huh?
I said welcome to Freshly Grounded,
No, after that bit.
the brand new podcast
And after that bit?
by best friends Faisu and Sam.
Really?
So, I've been driving up the motorway for a long time now.
Yeah.
For the past couple months, I've been seeing these people on motorbikes, and on the back of their jackets, they wear these yellow like Loomis jackets. On the back, it looks like they have the police logo, but it actually says polite. Have you noticed this?
No.
Okay, bro. If you was like on motorway, like, you'd see a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been for the past couple months. So it looks they're on the motorbikes.
Yeah.
Like almost all motorbikers have it now. It's like some kind of like fashion trend with them. I don't know the story behind it, so
Really?
yeah. But so it's a yellow jacket, like a police jacket, and it has a police logo on it. But instead of the C, it's a T. It says polite in massive writing, and at the bottom in small, it says something like notice or polite notice, like. I don't know, it will say something like, I don't know, like beware of bikers or whatever. I don't know what it
Okay.
says, yeah.
So it's like a campaign, is it?
Right, some kind of.
Yeah.
But I personally, like, I don't know, but whenever I see that, obviously, and most drivers when they see it, they think there's a police
Yeah.
motorbike in it straight away because you can't see the T
Yeah,
very well,
yeah, yeah.
so it looks like it's police,
Yeah.
especially from a distance. So I feel like they've been doing it because almost like, and I might be wrong here, but almost because like they know that people think that it's police, and so that they get like a bit of priority on the road. Is that rude for me to assume negatively? Do you know what I mean though? So
Could be.
because well, it's been,
It does give you up if you're the police on the road, you definitely have an upper hand, don't you? People are going to be
course.
moving out the way for you,
and so that's and also you're not allowed to imitate police,
No.
right? But their probably argument is that it says T and not C. Now listen to this, yeah. So for months I've been thinking like, because I keep getting annoyed because I'm like driving on the motorway and then I'm like almost giving way to these bikes and stuff, and then I clock. Well, obviously a guy looking like me is probably more like
the bikes aren't police bikes, though, are they?
I know, but like
Why don't you should judge him from the bike rather
I'm
than the
focusing
jacket.
more on the road and my journey. So
Yeah.
in the corner of my eye, I'm seeing like a big police logo with a yellow jacket. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
So anyway, for months I've been feeling frustrated at this, and then for the last about 2 weeks, I've been seeing these jackets, and they've most of these people, the logo is now covered up by like a piece of paper or something. So I think the police have like
They've caught onto it.
caught onto it and
Yeah.
something. Mahdi, can you actually Google that and see if like that's a thing? So these polite jackets, see if like police have like stopped or something. So yeah, man, like it's by the way, we've got Mahdi Productions today.
Big up Mahdi.
It's been crazy. So we've got 3 like media guys in house. We've got Red, Nate, and Tom, who hasn't produced an episode yet. And Red's on exam leave again because I can't remember if it's exam leave or dissertation leave, but basically he's got like some big uni stuff coming up. So until June he's out of action.
Till June.
Yeah, till next month. Nate's on holiday.
Where's he gone?
He's gone to Ibiza.
Has he?
Yeah.
It's early.
But I think he's just gone a family thing actually. I think it's
Yeah.
And Tom's on a shoot.
It's nice.
Yeah,
I've not met
so-
Tom, I don't think.
You have
met Tom?
maybe he might have been in it last week. So we got Mahdi in.
That's good anyway. Yeah, very good.
It's nice to have different people producing the show,
Absolutely.
isn't it? I like your carrot jumper. So I mean, sorry, shirt. No, that wasn't offensive. That was like it's carrot color, right?
Sorry?
Like that's what the color's called, right?
I suppose carrots are orange as well. Yeah, orange jumper
Yeah.
jacket.
I thought the color was called carrot.
Carrot. I think it's called orange, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not like orange. Orange is like
You can't just see a colour and just call it a fruit.
But people do
Or
that though.
veg.
How often do you like? How often do you?
Tomato. That hat there is tomato. That's tomato colour, isn't it?
Bro,
you
how-
hate tomatoes, don't you? Do you hate anything red
I do hate a lot of red.
other
food,
than red
yeah.
one?
Yeah, I and I love red onions as well.
So would you have a strawberry in a smoothie
Nah.
just because it's red? Serious?
I don't know. It's like a psychological thing. It's really weird.
I love-
Oh, bro, I forgot to show you the sofa in there.
I saw it on the socials. It looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah, it looks like an amazing.
Is that IKEA?
I want to say Argos.
Okay, looks good either way. It looks comfortable.
Yeah.
You like working there, do you?
Yeah, man, love
Yeah,
it.
it
I've been
suits you
working there a
actually,
lot.
sitting on the sofa.
Have you seen me?
I saw you on
Where?
your socials yesterday.
Oh.
You did it like a.
Oh,
you were on the
almost-
sofa and you were
on-
saying, "I love
yeah.
work. This is a nice place to work."
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, man, red, just like, I don't like tomatoes. Don't like tomato ketchup. I do like red onions, but they're not really red, are they? Let's be honest, they're purple.
Purple.
Um,
Tomato.
no. I did mention that.
Ketchup.
Yeah, no, don't like ketchup. What else is red? I don't really like strawberries, cherries.
Just because of the colour.
I don't think it's I don't know what it is, bro. Because I can eat ready salted crisps. I can eat ready salted crisps and their colour is red, like the packet.
You are a deep brother.
Bro, I'm messed up in the head. That's what I am.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
But I respect my missus because she puts up with a lot.
Yeah. You're intricate. I think it's good to be intricate. I'm very
What does
intricate.
intricate mean? Specific.
Like detailed.
That's not good though, is it? It's better to be like, I always have this joke with my wife always says that I'm like really like, what is the word? What did you call me earlier? You said
Called you a few things earlier.
no, you said I was fussy. Yeah, she calls you fussy a lot as well. And I have this joke. I say to her, I'm not fussy. I'm just really simple. What I mean by that is like, on my burger, for example, if we go have a burger, I don't want nothing. I just want the burger. I don't want no mayonnaise on it. Give me the burger with some lettuce. I'm happy. No mayonnaise, no burger sauce, no ketchup. So she's like, "Oh, you're so
You don't want
fussy."
any sauce?
Nah, I don't. I do like garlic sauce. She's like, "Oh, you be fussy." I'm like, "No, I'm just simple." Like, and other stuff like I can eat chicken and rice every day, and I don't get bored. And she's like,
Should
"That's
you
so
have
fussy."
plain chicken and rice.
She marinates
season-
it. She marinates it. Yeah, she seasons it. And like her mum always makes me like, whenever her mum makes a curry, she always makes me like boneless chicken curry because I only like boneless. And she's like, "You're so fussy." Like my mum has to go that extra mile to make you. I don't. By the way, which is so nice of my mother-in-law to do that because I don't ask her to. But I'm like, no, that just means I'm simple. Like you know what I'm gonna like every time.
You are quite simple. It's quite a good way of describing you, to be fair.
Thanks, Sam. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Mahdi, did you find anything about this thing like an hour ago? We gotta be merciful, Mahdi, because it's first time producing.
Yeah, you do.
So, assalamu alaikum, guys. So, first of all, regarding the high-vi vest, there's actually a petition which started to ban the polite bike vests. Reason being, there's been a petition by David Cameron, as there hasn't really been much articles 2017. So it's been happening for quite a while now, since 2014, according to the Daily Mail.
The polite campaign,
Yeah.
really?
It's been
but
happening
they've been
for quite a
getting
while.
really big though. Like last
Yeah.
couple months.
Well, how long have you noticed them for?
Last couple months, they've been like you can't jump on an A road or
Really?
motorway without seeing about 3 to 5
Police.
motorbike.
Polite officers.
Flight officers.
Polite drivers.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the petition calls on David Cameron to ban the sale and use of high-vi vests that make riders look like police officers. And they are loathed by many who feel that riders are using them as a way of impersonating the police, which is causing the whole ban issue.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
that's
see?
about it so
Bro,
far.
People
Bro,
would
some-
just drive constantly, just moving out of the way for them.
Bro,
wouldn't
that's
they?
what's happening. Like, because, like, it's not even a case of being scared with the police, but it's like, you don't want bother, bruv. Like, I just want to get on my journey.
course.
I don't want police to, like, be like, yo, get. So I just try and stay out of my, do you know what I'm saying? Keep them out of my hair. So, like, the thing is, right, I've seen some bikers to go to the extremes of, like, they've got, like, the jacket, and then they've got like a white helmet with like the like mark, you know those black and white markings.
Yeah.
They've got that on.
Really?
They're, like wearing leather trousers, like fully like trying to impersonate a police officer, and I'm like,
Serious, yeah?
bro, do you know what, bro? Here's the thing. If you want, I know this sounds like we're speaking about it in such a light way, but if
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
to go deep, as not as just men. When I say man, I mean like human. Yeah, as like people, naturally, I think we do love power and the feeling of power. Now, obviously, our Islam tells us to like not compress, but our religion tells us to like minimize that, like not feel like you're king and stuff. And I think naturally we do have this feeling of like, everyone loves to feel like respected and loved and powerful. Like if someone's gonna go and like, if I don't know, if I'm planning to like leave and someone's gonna open the door for me, I'm gonna feel a bit like, yeah. So I think like that's okay. So what it is like almost just feeling a bit like
You get the power,
powerful,
a bit of authority. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And it's almost like they're not almost like breaking the law, because obviously it was started with like a sincere campaign. But the people going to the excess of wearing the fair enough, man. I don't know.
What do you think about like this whole like notion of like authority and power? Do you think like it can like really gas people into like having an ego that they shouldn't have?
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. And like you said, I think it's good that in our religion it keeps us grounded, because power can definitely go to your head. Like money and power, we see like leaders becoming tyrants because of money and power. So yeah, it can be a scary thing in the wrong hands, can't it?
When I used to work at Apple, a lot of people would be like quite even feel like that authority when they were wearing that T-shirt, because it was at the time I was working there. It was I don't know what it is now, but it was the world's most not anticipated. What's that word? That's like when you like not sought after, but what I'm trying to say is sort of like it was like the world's most sought after retail job. Like everyone wanted to work at Apple if you wanted to work, and like, especially for people who like are like students and this kind of stuff. And so like people when wearing that T-shirt feel a bit gassed because it was a bit like of like an exclusive club kind of thing.
True. Yeah.
And I suppose that's like, and I suppose the thing is, companies, you can play really well like to that as businessmen. Like, here's the thing. Like, let's say if you're running an event, you can sell normal tickets, and then you can sell VIP tickets where people just get like an extra. Another example, for example, is like a gym. Now, if you go to a regular gym, you can pay £35 for membership, but all you can get like a VIP membership and pay £55. And all that you're using the exact same gym. The only difference is you might have a towel upon entry, and you might have your own specified locker or something like that. But the feeling of authority of being like, yeah, like I've got my own specified locker, it feels like you feel a bit powerful in it. And so businesses can play off that like ego thing that naturally as humans we have in us by like profiting off it, by being like, all right, pay an extra £20 a month.
Do you think it's an ego thing, or do you feel like it's an extra bit paying for an extra bit of service?
I think that it depends on how the person behind it. Like, if you feel like you're doing it because you like the extra bit of service, I think that's great. Like,
just in conjunction with what you said about a gym, if I could walk into a gym and get handed a fresh towel and have my own allocated locker, rather than that being like a thing for my ego, that would be quite nice. Do you know what I mean?
I think that is nice, but I think that we can't deny that there's certain people that would do that because they want to feel special.
Yeah,
like,
and talk about the fact they've got that. Yeah.
And I think that we can't deny the fact that businesses do capitalize off making people feel gassed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah, no, it's true.
It's just like man. I think power's a real scary thing because it's not real either.
In what sense?
In the sense that we're all going to be buried under the dirt at the end of it, aren't we? So the only one that really has true power is our Lord, really.
This is true.
It's true,
but then obviously at the same time he does allow us to. He does give certain people power within the dunya to do certain things. It's almost like it's a test in itself. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with the power that Allah's given you? And there's different levels of power. There could be someone who runs a team of people who are constantly telling people what to do. That's a form of power. Or you could have a prime minister who's got a lot of power, who can obviously change laws and things like that. You've got a solicitor. There's different levels of power. It's almost like what can you do with it? How do you handle it?
I suppose you're right. I suppose it's actually not that power is a bad thing, but how you deal with the power.
How do you deal with it? Yeah,
right, yeah. That's very true.
We see throughout history leaders who have had power and mistreated it. Let's look at Pharaoh. That's the ultimate power. And then this is a man that was telling the people that he was God and he had to be worshipped. It was almost like he had that was the. Could you be given any more power than that? As a human being, he did it because he thought in himself he was a god. He used to tell the people he was their god. Pray, bow down to me, worship me. Now, if that's not a power trip, an extreme power trip, I do not know what is.
No, you're 100% right, because I suppose what you're saying is very true, actually, because in order to be able to have a functioning society, you do have to have people in different positions of power. 100%. Like you have to have leaders, and if you're a leader, you're naturally going to have more power. Like even the fact that maybe me working in this office, I might have the keys to both the offices, for example, but someone who works for me might not have the keys to the office. That is like one of the results of having a bit more power. Like I have the power to open the, you know what I'm saying? And so everything you look at, but that employee might have more power over someone who's underneath him, or that employee might have more power over like his little brother. So everyone has certain levels of power, but I suppose you're right in saying that
levels.
It's levels in how you deal with
it.
it.
And then it's a test in itself how you deal with it, isn't it? Because you hear about just rulers and just kings as a minimal thing throughout history. You have there's generally because it can go to your head, can't it?
100%, man.
Like money, money can make you or break you. I think money is power in itself, isn't it? It can make you or break you. And for instance, the celebrities, the musicians, the actresses, the actors, like when they're given that power, when they're given that money, it can either make them or break them. And quite often we see people getting broken from it, don't we?
Yeah, very true. I mean? And I think that when you just mentioned the idea of Pharaoh being the kind of like most awful tyrant, it reminded me of a quote that I read online, which said that it kind of leads on to it. It's talking about how we as people should always be nice to people and speak nicely to people, and there's no excuse not to, because it said that when Allah asked Musa or Moses to speak to go and approach Pharaoh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, not in these exact words, but it told Musa to speak to him, speak to the Pharaoh like kindly, or like basically don't speak with ill-mannered speech, basically. And then what this quote said from this, I think it was from a scholar, it said, if Musa had to speak to the Pharaoh like in a nice way, then who are we to speak to anyone in a rude way? Because we will never be as like good as Musa. We can't ever be on the level of a prophet, and no one on this earth will ever be as bad of a person as Pharaoh was. So we have no excuse.
Who would we be to be rude to next man? Yeah. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but do we see any examples in the Sunnah of speaking harshly and being rude to people?
No, I mean, like it's important to like
the other way around, isn't it?
Right.
So, obviously, we follow the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and there's all the examples. And I'm certainly being a hypocrite because I'm definitely have flaws in my character in the sense that I can speak harshly and be rude, like us all. But you think about how would the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, how would he deal with the situations? And generally, it wouldn't be aggressively harsh, rude, abrupt. Calm, soft, gentle. This is the example, isn't it? But it's whether we can implement that in the situations when we start being rude, etc. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose it's like we always say, everything's about balance, and you have to have a level of like, you have to have a backbone and be strong-headed and not have people walk over you. But that doesn't mean that you have to be rude. Like, yes, at times you have to be stern, but not rude. I think there's difference.
There is a line.
And generally, your nature should be calm. Your nature should generally be calm and not rude, basically. You know, like
soft and understand. Not soft, actually. Understanding. Don't know. Yeah. You're right. Have you got that in you?
What understand?
Calm, soft, understanding.
No.
You're not rude, though, are you?
Probably you don't see me being rude because you're because normally when I'm with you, I'm in a relaxed state. I'm in a good mood. I like to spend time with you. If you were around me 24/7, you'd see an awful side of me. So alhamdulillah, I'm calm when I'm with you.
That's the reality of everyone, isn't it?
It's
really?
true, man. It's like we I don't think we're different people, but I think we're different around like different people considering like based on our scenarios and stuff. One thing that's really sad that a lot of like speakers always speak about is how like kind we are to our friends, and how like rude we are to our parents.
Yeah, I know, that's true, man.
Like you would never say something in front of a friend because you wouldn't want to be seen like that. Whereas in front of your parents, it's almost like you don't care because like
your family, whether it's your mum, your parents, or it's your wife, or it's your brother and sister. Sometimes, like, unfortunately, you get the worst side of you.
So true.
Do you know what I mean? Behind closed doors side of you sometimes.
It's sad because the best of you are the ones who are best to their wives and their women, and for me to like almost be nice to everyone all day and then the stress is go home and take it out on my wife is like the opposite of what it should be like. Not saying that you should be rude to everybody else and not rude to your wife, but you shouldn't go home and be like and see your wife or mum or parents as like a bin, like to like load all your crap of the day off to now.
It's about leaving it at the front door before, like if you've had a bad day before you go in, you need to just leave it at the front door, don't you?
And knowing that person is about to see you for the first time for the day exactly. As well. They want to have a nice.
Mate. Yeah.
But do you know? And I think that what we're saying is 100% right. Like we shouldn't do that, but. In defense of anyone who does do that, not saying it's right, but just trying to justify why they do it, I feel like, let's say, and I'm not necessarily speaking about myself, but I'm just saying, let's say like a person is to go home to their wife, right, and then be like that, almost like be a bit stressful. While I don't think that is correct, I think the reason behind it may be that you're so comfortable with your wife or your parents, and you're so like you now don't have to put on a front. Like I'm not saying I have to put on a front with you, Sam, but at the end of the day, you have a certain respect for me, I have a certain respect for you, and I wouldn't want to break that. And so I'm gonna obviously try and hold that and not show a bad side of me. Whereas with my wife, of course, I might have respect. I have a respect for her. She has a respect for me. And like I said, I'm not speaking about my situation, in my personal situation, but I'm just saying, you also have that level with your wife where you're so comfortable with them and you feel like, I don't have to put on the front now. Oh man, today was stressful, huh? Like, because you don't have to hide it now. So I think that's the reason why it happens, but that doesn't make it right.
I totally agree. Imagine if it was nice if we even hid that from our wives as well, and only showed them like a strong, controlled side rather than that. Do you know what I mean? Rather than being all stressed and aggy, like with the small matters of the dunya, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? That'd be the ultimate. If to be able to master that and just literally forget about it. Inshallah.
It's I suppose it's about mastering your mind and telling yourself that, hey, everything that goes on in my head, I don't have to talk to somebody about it. I can keep certain things inside. And I don't think I've mastered that. I almost feel like I have to filter things out for it to leave my brain. It has to leave my mouth.
Do you find it benefit discussing those things though?
I feel like talking things out really helped me.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah.
I ramble to my missus, like she's not even answering me, but I'm just getting out the things that bug me.
Bro, yesterday I was doing about 45 minutes.
So beneficial, bruv. Yeah. And alhamdulillah, she knows how to deal with it. She doesn't comment too much on either thing. She kind of just listens, and it feels good just to like. And I kind of, as I'm saying it, whatever it is, I'm working it out as I'm saying it.
Bro, that's good. The fact that is mad because, bro, this exact story happened to me last night, yeah. Remember I just told you that normally you're not up till late, but we were up till really late. Bro, for about, I don't know how long, could have been an hour. My wife didn't say a word, just looking at me, nodding, listening, very good listener, and me just rambling. Right? But as I'm rambling, I'm like working out new things. Oh, this is because of this, and it's because of this, and oh, you know what? The reason is because of this. And when I started talking to her, I didn't even think that I'm about to solve a puzzle here. Yeah. But like, do you know what I mean? It was amazing. I so I do feel like, alhamdulillah, it's a blessing. Yeah. I do feel like talking things out do help, but I think those things, if you feel like talking things out, those things are helping. But I think there are still some things where you don't need to talk about it. Like, just leave it. Like, let it go out your head.
There's certain things for a man which I feel like you should never discuss with anyone, not even your closest people.
I agree.
I think the things like your finances, your love life, your personal life with your wife, your children, that kind of stuff. I think there's certain things that you don't even discuss. Even if you've had an argument with your missus, you shouldn't necessarily You shouldn't expose her too much.
I agree.
There's certain things you just keep completely to yourself.
Your private sins.
Private sins, all these kind of things that that you do that you just no one needs to know about or whatever. I'm not saying be shady, but you don't need to there's certain things you just as a man just that's it. But there's other things like you're saying, like it's nice to discuss and get your problems, general little problems, get them out and in the open sometimes. And hearing someone else's opinion can be very, very beneficial. So I'd hate to be that person to keep everything, because I know some people who keep everything, and it must be kind of stress.
You know,
to
have a
have that.
breakdown at like somewhere. But what you're saying, I think, is right. You the things that you mentioned that you should keep to yourself, I think you should keep to yourself.
Yeah.
But those are the things that take up a lot of our head. Like, if you have an argument with your missus, it's gonna be the number one thing that's in your head. Do you know what I'm saying? It's because it's such a big thing.
Course.
So the things that you're mentioning that we should keep to ourselves are the things that we should keep to ourselves, but they're the hardest things to keep to yourself.
Of course, yeah.
Because they're the most like they take up the most of your brain space. So it's almost like speaking it out is helps. Now I haven't tried it, but I heard that a good alternative for that is to write the things down. Almost have a conversation with yourself, like write down how you're feeling, and then that way it's left your brain, but you haven't almost exposed yourself, exposed anybody else about your thoughts, and you almost like write it down and then you burn it, or you write it down and you just
I've
like.
heard that's what a friend of mine was had some issues, and he was writing it down. He started off by writing it all out and then deleting it all, and he felt benefit in that. And then he wrote it all out and actually posted it into a blog. So he was discussing things like mental health, and he ended up writing everything on his mind out and posting it, and he said he dealt with it very well. I know it's obviously slightly different from what you're saying, but
Why don't we try it? Why don't we try it
writing
over
down
the next
our
week?
problems.
Yeah.
What would you'd write it on your notes, wouldn't you?
No, I have a notepad. Remember?
Alhamdulillah.
I have a notepad that I keep on me. I never use it.
So what you
It's
do?
always on
What
my
you'd
back.
write? What some of your problems you've got in your head?
So why don't we do this for the next week and discuss it next week? How about the things that we feel that I shouldn't talk to someone about, but I really feel like getting it out, those kind of things, write it down and see if it's helped. Or maybe try for a few days and then we can discuss it next week.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
It can only be productive.
So
and bro, we
something-
talk constantly about like self-growth and stuff. We
Yeah.
should practice what we preach.
For sure. Also, write down a private, personal issue. Write it down. Then burn it. See if we found any benefit of it.
Not necessarily burn it. If you feel like,
What would you
as
say-
long as you
what
feel
would
like,
you say? Well, write it down and keep it.
well, I'm quite confident no one's gonna see what I
Okay.
write down because my stuff's always with me. But if you feel like now listen to this now because we're having a public conversation in front of about 15,000 people, potentially someone now knows that this own you and you feel like it's better to dispose of it, then fine. But yeah, so maybe write it down.
I didn't know if part of the treatment of it was to actually burn it. Did you say that when you first said you did say burn
Yeah,
it?
I did say
Is that
I
part
heard
of
that
it,
that's
or
like
is
one
it
thing.
just write, what, is, what,
I
just
think
writing and getting the words out?
the thing that is what helped is the writing of it down, because what you're doing is it's leaving your brain. So what we're doing by speaking it out is we're letting the problem leave our brain and we're speaking out. So maybe if we do the same thing through writing, what you do with it after, I don't think is a big issue.
Is it leaving our brain, or is it actually just physically making that mental problem come into reality by writing it on a piece of paper?
No, because I don't think that by keeping it in your brain, you're suppressing it. I don't think suppressing is a good idea. Personally, I feel like it is leaving your brain, because what you're doing is you're talking it out, and by talking it out, you're finding solutions. Because, but like we just said, when we speak out our problems, generally, when we speak it out, we end up finding a solution in our speech because we're talking about it. But when we leave it in our brain, all we're doing is suppressing it. And like you were just saying now, there's certain people, when they keep things in, eventually they explode.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely a tactic.
Give me an example. Don't. I'm not saying give me your own personal what it could be, but give me a real example of what this process is, because then some of our listeners and viewers can.
Okay, so let's say.
Just give me an example. Make up a person and give me a role play of someone doing this exercise.
Okay, let's say you have financial issues,
yes.
right? A person has financial issues. Let's just make up a name. So let's say Zaid.
Is there a detailed financial issue? What, as in he doesn't have enough money, or he's in huge debt, or
okay? So let's say
I'll make it specific.
Okay, hold on, because I'm thinking about this on the spot. It might be tough, but let's say a person has.
Don't call the guy Zaid.
Why?
I don't know. Change it.
Well, because it sounds like Zayden.
Yeah, you went
No.
Zay. You wanted to say kind of say Zayden.
No, I didn't want to say Zayden, but you know why I said Zaid? Because in this like lecture series that I listen to, like the speaker always says like, you know how you say, like, in English, people say Tom, Dick and Harry?
Yeah.
This speaker always says Omar, Bakr, or Zaid.
Does he?
Instead of Tom, Dick and Harry. I didn't want to say Omar because Omar is my brother.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say Bakr. I don't know, because I just related to Abu Bakr.
Abu Bakr, yeah.
Abu Bakr
So you chose the one that relates
Siddiq.
to... Yeah.
and Zaid. Although there is a Sahaba called Zaid as well. I think it's Zaid. Anyway, my point is, I don't think I've a good scenario on the top of my head, but let's just say, for example, I'm trying to think, I'm trying live on the podcast, I'm trying to make this happen, but let's say a person is, an unnamed person, yeah, is going through an issue, like of sensitive nature.
Yeah. You're not gonna give me an example.
I'm trying to think of an example because I don't know whether to go with that down the financial route or down the route, or because I'm trying to think of something that you speak to your wife about, but you shouldn't.
What about Zaid has he's banged into a parked car, and he's got to pay money out to fix his car and the other car.
Yeah, you should talk about that. You should talk about that.
So he's got but he's got a financial problem.
Fine.
He doesn't want to expose to the world that he can't afford it, and he hasn't got the money to cover the accident. What's happened? So he doesn't want to promote to the world that I've got no money to pay for this. That's my example. I went in deep. You wanted to go in deep.
If you fight his thing, right? So let's say he has financial issues, right? Now, if you have taqwa, you believe that, like, alhamdulillah, everything will get sorted anyway, yeah, eventually.
Yeah,
now, so if you feel like you speaking to someone will help the situation, like you speak it, like Zaid, if he goes and chats to his dad will be like, all right, cool, look, I've got some money, why don't you take it and then you can pay him back? Maybe then I'd say, all right, speak about it. But if you know, as Zaid, that in anything by speaking to someone, he's not going to solve his problem, and at the end of the day, he has only himself to rely on, and only he can fix the issue. At that point, I think then him spilling out his financial issues to the world or to people, if he's not going to benefit anyone, then he should maybe write down his issues, and by writing it down, he'll work it out, and like, because he's talking about him, like, oh, actually, do you know what? Like, because what happens when the problem is in your head, you're panicking about it.
So do you perform this exercise by yourself?
I've never done this, so I'm not an experienced person, but I'd say yeah. Like, so, all right, so let's say, okay, here's I think here's a better one, right? I think here's a better example. Zaid has had an argument with Zaid.
Okay, yeah, has it?
No, I didn't say that. Let's change the name. I want to change the name. Harrison. Harrison has had an argument with his wife.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Harrison can't go and talk to people about the argument with his wife because you don't want, because here's the long and short of it. If you have an argument with your wife, you know that eventually you and your wife are going to sort the problem, yeah? And especially because you and your wife love each other, you have mercy towards each other. Whereas if Harrison now goes and tells his mum about the argument, his mum might defending Harrison, be like, oh, how dare she do that, blah, blah, blah. So you don't want to do that. So Harrison knows he can't really chat to people about it because he doesn't want to, he knows he's had an argument with his wife, but he's also clever enough to know that if he chats to people about it, he's going to give people a bad perception of his wife. And he might end up saying things that he'll regret later when he's fixed the problem. Mm-hmm. So Harrison can't chat to anyone about this argument that he's had with his wife now. So now, he gets out his pad, he writes down, my wife, what could they have argued about?
Harrison doesn't take her out enough.
Okay, so Harrison thinks that she doesn't understand his situation.
What is his situation?
He is he
can't afford to take her out as much.
Okay, yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say something like he's like a firefighter, and sometimes he has night shifts and morning shifts. So when he's yeah, come on, man.
Fine, okay.
Right, so Harrison's a firefighter, and then like sometimes he has a shift from like 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. So during the days he's sleeping, she's at work, and then she comes home from work and he has to go on his shift. He has a night shift. Whatever job he does, he's a night shift. Right. Basically, they've had an argument. Now Harrison goes to a nice little coffee shop, perhaps 59, because it's got a nice mellow vibe to it. Gets out his notebook and he writes down to himself. Maybe he makes up a person that he writes to. So Harrison's writing to his notebook that he's named Jeremy. Now he's writing, oh, Jeremy, man, like, so what happened is, like, she's mad at me because, she's saying that I don't take her out enough, but what she doesn't understand is, like, I'm trying to earn a living by supporting her.
Fires, I'm out there fighting fires every night.
Blah, blah. And then by writing this down, what Harrison's going to start doing is he's going to start playing, like, because he's going to start being like, once he's got that load off where he's complaining about her, he's then going to go, I personally, this will happen. I reckon he'll then go, I guess I can understand where she's coming from. she doesn't see me a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that I should take time out. Perhaps what I should do is when I
You're
finish,
writing all this. Are you writing
Yeah,
all this gets
yeah,
written? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, fine.
perhaps what I should do is when I finish my night shift, and she's waking up, I should stay up for an extra 2 hours, and instead of going straight to sleep, just stay up for those 2 hours while she's getting ready for work and have a chat with her, ask her how her day was, blah, blah, blah. And then when she's left the house, I'll then go sleep for a few hours and then make sure I'm up a couple hours early so that when she's home, we can spend another couple hours together. And that way, yes, instead of having 8 hours sleep, I'll have 6 hours sleep. But I think 6 hours sleep is a sacrifice I'll make to make my wife happy. And look, he's just fixed this whole issue without speaking to anyone, but he's loaded it all off his mind. He's complained about her, and he hasn't really backbitten about his wife or gossiped about his wife because he's talking to himself, really. He hasn't told anyone about
Who's
it.
Jeremy then?
Jeremy's his notepad. Jeremy isn't a person, he doesn't have a soul.
Right.
And now that he's done this, if he feels like he has got everything out and he feels better about himself, for sure dispose of it if you want to dispose of it. I'd actually recommend that because you don't want Harrison's wife to find this piece of paper and she's like, oh, so
Who's Jeremy?
Yeah.
So who's Jeremy Harrison?
Now, what do you think about that, Sam?
That's a good idea. So the point of this
It's not tried and tested by me. I haven't done it.
Yeah, but we're going to try it.
We're going to try it.
So we've given everybody a very detailed insight on how to perform this exercise now.
Yeah.
Now, we can all try it. Let us know what happens.
Yeah, I'd love to hear people's feedback as well.
I'd like to as well.
Yeah,
So writing your problems down, is it the solution? We'll find out next week.
exactly. Now, speaking about problems, Mahdi, is everything running okay with the audio
Have you
and
had
the
your
visuals?
cupcake
Yeah?
yet?
Audio's running well. I'm gonna wait for you guys to have the cupcake, and then I may trade.
So Sam very kindly for the second week in a
If you wait
row.
for him, he won't have one.
I'm gonna have one.
I'll wait.
For the sake of Allah, I'm gonna have one because Sam bought me one. But just to let you guys know, Sam, I'm not gonna expose his good deeds actually. But what I will say is that we're gonna have a cupcake. And the second thing I want to say is, last week's podcast, we spoke for the majority of the time about eating healthy, drinking healthy, and juicing. We did, didn't we? The majority of our podcast was based on that.
Yeah.
Now, this past week, your boy has had the least healthiest diet in the world. Not in the world, that's an exaggeration, but I've had a...
You're bulking, aren't you?
Nah, but bro, you can't even say that. Like, it's just sugar and fat. Like, if you're bulking, you can still eat clean, just eat more. Like, dude, I've been to, I think, 2 dessert places. Yeah, one was last night. The other
Yeah.
one was that a few days ago.
Yeah.
And when like the meals I've been having there in the dessert places are not like little dessert, like fat plates of dessert. Between then, I've been having like just on like yesterday. Kareem had like some little cup, not a cupcake, but like these little like small little cake things in the office. Had one of those. Like my diet has been so poor, and I literally went against everything that I was talking about last week's podcast.
It's almost like you're just having a cheat week. We could
Bro,
call
I
it a
just-
cheat week.
Yeah, it's been awful.
Write the whole week off, and then as of Monday, inshallah, start fresh, start new. Bring the cupcakes over. I want to see the brother have a cupcake.
No, I'm not gonna
I know you'd be set the whole time. You say, yeah, in a second.
I'll definitely have one on a break.
I've heard it all before, mate.
Now, the thing with sugar is this, yeah.
Go on.
When you go off sugar, it's so easy to not crave chocolate and stuff. And so while I was actually eating good, I wasn't craving anything. But sugar is such an addictive like thing that when you break your diet for a second and you have one piece of sugar, like as in like a cake or chocolate bar, for the rest of your week, you're craving.
Crave it. Scary thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're right. When you're eating clean and you have a nice controlled diet, for me, I never crave like a chocolate bar or anything like that. I think it's just 'cause of just all that goodness, all the vegetables and whatever I'm having. There's no craves or desires for anything like sweets or anything. I kind of get my the nice feeling from eating the goodness rather than having a chocolate bar, because you do feel great when you're having a chocolate bar. It's fantastic. You have 5 minutes of fun, really. You bang off a chocolate bar, it's great. You can feel the chocolate melt in your mouth. It tastes amazing. You have a sugar rush, then it kind of fades off.
Yeah, you feel like
and
rubbish.
you feel rubbish, and it's like you've got a dry mouth, and you just feel like terrible. But yeah, like I was saying, I never really have like a desire for sugar. But as soon as, like you said, as soon as you have one or two things, just everything goes out the window, and you're just chasing like a sugar rush.
Yeah,
Scary
it's
thought,
awful,
isn't it?
man. I think it started because last weekend we stayed on a boat, and
how was that?
It was lovely.
Was it?
Yeah, man.
What boat was it? Where was
big
it?
one in London.
Whereabouts? What area of London?
Next to the O2 Arena.
Next to the O2?
River Thames.
Next to the O2?
Yeah. You know that Millennium Stadium thing?
Yeah. No.
So it was like a big boat hotel.
Because I stayed on a big boat hotel, but it wasn't that. It was one next to the XL.
That's the one, yeah.
The XL.
Yeah, that's the
You
one.
stayed on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've stayed on that a few years ago, man.
Really?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
But it only just, I thought, I
Nah.
think it said it was new.
I've stayed on it 2 years ago.
How did you find it?
Well, let's decide whether it's do you know what it's called?
Yeah, good.
You thought it was good?
No, it's called good.
It's called good?
Yeah.
Next to the XL?
Yeah. I think we're on two different ones, bro. Because this one is new, I think.
So the big XL was there.
I think this one only came in October 2016, I think.
Maybe it's a different boat then.
Yeah.
So I stayed on one probably about 2 years ago at the XL on a boat and didn't really have that great a time.
Really?
It cost me a fortune and it was a terrible, terrible experience. There was a...
was the room very small?
The room was good size.
Our room was small. Our room was small.
The room was good size, like big room. But you couldn't open the window or anything there, which I don't know if is a norm. So it felt quite claustrophobic. So it wasn't that nice being in the cabin.
True. Yeah, we didn't notice that, but that's true.
But there was basically like a medical fair being hosted on the ship. So loads of it was like shut off for the people on this. Like I think it was like eye doctors or eye specialists or not opticians. It was something specialist about laser eye. So I'm not sure what it was. Something going on, like medical stuff going on. I see lots of different people in suits and white jackets and that. And loads of it was shut off. So we almost like couldn't really enjoy the boat. So it was almost like I was just had like a really expensive little room. I couldn't sit in the lounge, couldn't go on the deck or anything like that. So it wasn't the best, was it? Yeah, go on. How was yours?
We had a lovely time.
That's great.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. But
was it a reasonable price or was it expensive?
Reasonable.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Did you book it through booking or?
Sorry?
Did you book it through booking?
No.
How did you discover it?
I think online. I think it was
Was it a
discovered
recommendation
online.
or anything?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It was, yeah. But the good thing about it, sorry, not necessarily a good thing, but when I was there the whole time, because it was so beautifully laid out and so modern and it had a very minimalistic vibe, I was just constantly being inspired. And I texted you and I showed you one of the things. And it just looked like a really nice podcast set.
Looked nice, didn't it? Well, make it a sofa then.
Oh, sorry?
Well,
yeah, we should, shouldn't we? But I don't think a Chesterfield would look nice in here.
You don't, no, it wouldn't work at all.
Because you have to have like a rustic brick wall kind of vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
So my point is, bro, is that at one point we went downstairs to have some like dinner. Not dinner, but we went just for like just for.
Could you eat on the boat?
Dinner. You could. There was like a bar and restaurant there.
Did you eat on the boat? There's actually quite a few halal restaurants.
Actually, I don't even think it was. I don't even know if there was a bar there. Actually, it was a restaurant. But anyway, we ended up going to a halal restaurant, but we came back to the boat to have some tea.
Did you go to the Lebanese restaurant around the corner?
No, we saw that. We went to a Brazilian restaurant. Cost me an arm.
Nearby?
Cost me an arm and a leg.
Is it nice?
Cost me an arm and a leg, Sam.
What does that mean?
Very expensive. Brazilian restaurant. The Brazilian restaurant we went to it wasn't even mad expensive, to be honest. It was actually not reasonable, but it was like normal. It wasn't. I spent more. Do you know what I mean?
Why did you spend so much?
But the reason I thought it was expensive is because we were there for a very small amount of time. We got there, got our food, left. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and then so when I saw the bill, I was like, oof, like could have really spent 20 quid at for a chicken shop and had a really nice meal. Alhamdulillah, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining because I actually had a very nice time, and it's time I spent with my wife, so I loved it. But I hope that doesn't fall into like complaining.
No, I think there's a fine line. I think you can pay for a service and experience a service and be critical of it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like I was just surprised.
Yeah. No, you can. I think you can. I don't think you can just say, "Oh, I shouldn't criticize anything that I experience." Because even like when we have food, we know it's sunnah. If you don't like it, just push it to one side. Yeah. So I'm careful that I don't criticize it when I'm eating food. We shouldn't complain, but at the same time, commenting on it and like. If you go to a nice restaurant, commenting on the food, if it's good and bad, I don't think necessarily there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Would you say?
And the food, no, I agree.
I'm not complaining,
right,
because it is. Do you know what it is? You know that expression, first world problems.
Yeah.
Because we do have first world problems.
It's true.
And they are first world problems, but they are still like things that we can comment on and discuss. Do you know what I mean? So
anyway, my point is we came back to the boat off then for some tea and for some like tea and cake, and I ordered some bread and butter pudding because it looked really nice because I've never heard of this, but it was He said croissant bread and butter pudding.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking like the bread and butter
Pudding
pudding.
again, yeah. Pudding. What's the pudding?
Well, we had this was where it started. This is
Okay,
when my
right,
bad
this-
week started.
right,
so I'm
right,
saying,
right.
yeah. So I ordered a croissant bread and butter pudding because I was like, I wasn't planning to break my diet, but I saw that. Actually, I was planning to break my diet that day. Actually, I'll be honest. But I saw that and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting because I do like a bread and butter pudding, but this is called croissant bread and butter pudding, and I love croissants.
Yeah.
So you've got me hooked.
Yeah.
I ordered the bread and butter pudding. We're having our tea. I ordered my bread and butter pudding, and sorry, we didn't even have tea. We ended up getting some kind of other drinks. Anyway, point is, we're drinking some nice
Drinks.
cool beverages, and I ordered the croissant bread and butter pudding. The waitress comes, takes the order, and she says, "All right, cool." She goes, and about half an hour later, I'm still waiting, and in that time, I've seen people like have their food served to them and stuff next to us. I'm thinking, what's happened? So I went up and I spoke to the dude, and I was like, "We ordered some time ago." And my food didn't come. Turns out that the lady who we ordered with is brand new, and today was the first day, and she didn't know that the kitchen had closed, and she hadn't even come back and told us that the kitchen had closed.
Really?
Like, so I was just waiting. I could have been waiting for an hour if I hadn't spoke to them. So then, as an apology, they gave me a free big chunky piece of carrot cake.
How was it?
Very big and very nice though, and that's where it started.
Carrot cake, yeah.
Started with the carrot cake,
That's
a
interesting.
nice innocent free cake that has carrot similar to your shirt, and
Colour orange, you mean?
yeah, and it ended up in me finishing the week with last night having a chocolate fondant
Oh, nice.
with vanilla, 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream.
So I can
And a
understand why
hazelnut
you
and
don't
banana
really
crepe.
want a cupcake.
Mm.
If we're not desiring one too much, are you?
No,
But which one did you pick? The white chocolate one, yeah?
yeah, and I'm gonna have it.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. My aim yesterday to go out was just to get some tea. One thing I want to mention also, by the way, is last week I mentioned this Snickers protein bar that I had, and I've got a couple messages saying that wasn't halal.
Oh,
So I just want to clarify. I don't know, Matty, can you look that up, bro, please, if that is. But if it's not halal, then this is me retracting. Don't have. If you guys had one in the past week because I said that I had one, maybe look into that. I don't know, because you do get a lot of people messaging you things that are halal and haram, and a lot of times they might be wrong.
Of course.
But generally, if it is not halal, then I do not condone it.
Just try and check that.
Did you go on the cable carts when you went to XL?
I did, mate, yeah.
How did you find them? We went on them as well.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing special, right?
Nothing special at all. It's
Just,
not a
yeah.
ride, is it?
Nah.
It's a form of transport.
That's all it is.
Bro, but I thought it was not a ride. I thought it'd be like an experience. It wasn't. It's just a form of transport. It's quite nice to go over the water.
Gets you to the other side, doesn't it?
Gets you over the side, yeah.
I'm not
You come
comfortable
back.
with water, as you know.
Neither am I, bro. And actually, to be and
Yes, you are.
I'm not good. No, I'm sorry. I'm not good with heights
Oh, okay.
because we were obviously quite high
Yeah.
above the water, and I kept on thinking, if you go down, you're stuck in a cable car. You're just going to go down, and you're going to be stuck in a car. And I got a little bit paranoid when I was going across. Actually, recently I've had like 2 little forms of like
Paranoia.
of heights. When I was in New York, Mahdi, we went to the Rockefeller Tower, which is one of the tallest buildings there. I got like a weird like vertigo, like height thing came over me, and I didn't even really enjoy it. I didn't even bother like looking out too much. It was weird. I thought
Are you generally scared of heights?
Nah,
Oh, you're fine.
I wouldn't say I am, but recently I don't know if you've ever been like to a very, very, very tall building, and it was very, very windy, and it was just ridiculous. And do you know what it was? I knew I wasn't going to fall off. I knew whatever, but it was just like something came over me. So I put my hands up and say I got scared of the heights.
I feel like I'm fairly okay with heights. I suppose if I really was to think, the thing with the cable carts was that there was water underneath, and weirdly, I felt really safe once we were over ground. And if I'm
Just
over
the water you didn't like.
yeah, if I'm over ground and that cable cart breaks, best know we're dying because we're hitting ground.
Yeah, of course.
It's solid ground. But I felt more secure there than I did in water. When with water, there's more of a chance of me surviving, really, because let's say we hit the water and we kick the flipping door open, we couldn't swim our way out.
Do you think
I
if you're
can't
underwater,
swim.
you're going to be able to kick? You'll be able to kick that door off.
I'm just saying that it's definite death if you fall into ground. I'm saying there's a very small chance you could survive if you fall into water.
Yeah.
Let's say on the way down, the cable car breaks and it's open and you're no longer inside it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the reason I was more scared underwater is because I can't swim my way out of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting. We'll get you over that. We'll go swimming,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
inshallah.
Dude, where we're gonna go? I suppose if we go on a holiday, because I don't know about swimming here. It's never really hot enough, is it?
But I don't want to go to one, but they do have lots of indoor pools.
I think we should go on holiday. I think it's a nice.
Holiday
excuse for
sounds nicer.
Yeah. Matty, have you got any info on that? What was it about again?
The Snickers protein bar.
Oh yeah. What's the
So in
situation?
regards to that, there's not really much out there to say whether it is halal or not. However, I did look into the ingredients. It doesn't really say if it is suitable for vegetarians. However, I'm looking at the ingredients and there's not really much to say whether it is haram.
Does it say it is suitable for vegetarians?
It doesn't say if it is or not. That's the thing. I mean, it does say from alcohol, but it says like 0.0%. But that's about it. Other than
0.0% of alcohol.
Exactly.
What, so that means zero alcohol. So why would you mention that?
Why would you even write that?
That's like telling someone else uses information like, hi guys, welcome to our podcast. This is not a movie.
Similar to that.
It's not a movie, though, is it?
Nah.
It's a podcast.
Yeah. It's almost like there's no point mentioning it.
Yeah, not at all.
I mean, in terms of protein, it's got 335.
No, I don't know if we should be promoting it right now. I'm confused whether we should be promoting this or not.
So
I mean, regardless, if it's better to...
For me, surely, if you read the ingredients and there isn't anything
To
to
suggest
suggest
it's
it's haram, surely Allah knows best, but doesn't that not make it halal when you've done your best to view the ingredients?
Should I see the message that I got and see if it... Oh, I can't find it, actually. I would have checked, but I didn't know. I think it just literally mentioned that it's not
So
halal.
what we're gonna say? Is it halal? Is it haram?
We can't make that. We can't make that judgment. I think we should just leave it at that.
Why don't you have a cupcake?
Oh, and the break. Is the camera still running?
Yeah, he's doing it, man.
Yeah, I'm just conscious.
He's living the dream.
Yeah.
He's living
How
the
you
dream.
find it, Mahdi? You find it right?
alhamdulillah, it's a first time experience for me, so it's going well.
Very
How old,
analytical.
how old are you?
I am 19.
MashaAllah.
Allahumma barik.
I discovered your YouTube channel the other day.
Oh, really? Did you
MashaAllah,
watch
you
any?
do? Yeah, MashaAllah. You're
Doing
doing
bits.
things, yeah? Doing
I
bits.
thought you wouldn't really have time because I know you have quite a busy schedule.
Oh, Sam is a very busy man.
yeah.
Nah, I discovered it. I thought it was great. I discovered it on the back of must have been your channel.
Do you know? I've never. I don't think I've mentioned Mahdi.
Have you
comments.
done many channel? Have you done many videos?
I currently
new
got like
thing.
5 or 6 videos on my channel. I've just recently started up.
So what's your intention of it?
I just want to spread out positive vibes, but
Yeah.
obviously in a good way, as it showed that as a Muslim, like you can have fun. It's not just strict here and there. Like you can go out, chill with your friends, go mosque, prayer, and yet still. I recently did the vlog with Faisal. We went to Omar's house and we're all chilling as brothers. And yet during the vlog, I put in
That's
us
what I
praying
saw.
as well.
That's what I saw.
And then
That's
people
what
are
I saw.
quite like happy
Nice.
Should've come
about
to
that.
that.
It was
about
lovely.
the
If I got an
brotherhood,
invite, I would have
so-
been there. He's got a good spot there, hasn't he? MashaAllah.
Yeah,
Omar, hasn't
Allahumma
he?
barik. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
big man. MashaAllah. Beautiful. They look nice. Look really nice. A lot of the brothers chilling. You wonder why you don't get invited to Ireland or America or Morocco or anywhere. When you can't even invite me down the road, 20 minutes down the road. What were you guys doing? What were you doing again?
I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, guys. How else has your week been, Sam?
I haven't finished. I was just talking to the brother. I was going to say, how's your experience at Zaha as an intern? Do you mind me asking that question on the podcast?
No, go ahead. I think the
it's
camera did
very-
just go off though. I heard it.
I think it's a very relevant question. I think
Yeah.
it's fantastic you do it. How are you finding it? Are you benefiting?
I mean, since I've started, it's always been a learning curve.
Yeah.
So I finished uni and I'm currently doing full time now here.
Are you doing full
And-
time?
Yeah, and
Just tell me. Remember the time you used to tell me and ask me and talk to me a bit more.
I'll say something. I've been
He's
very-
gotten very busy recently,
He's been
hasn't he? Have you
hectic.
noticed? I find it quite difficult to get an answer from him when I try and text or call him these days. MashaAllah. What have you got going on? How's the event organisation going, bro? Busy.
Yeah, busy man.
Nah, that's good.
Matthew's helping a lot, man. So
Yeah.
he's
So
taking a lot of
it's
stress
all
off.
going well.
alhamdulillah, it's all going well. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot about Faisal in terms of how to run a business, in terms of stress, how to deal with stress. And I know when to approach him when he's stressed as well,
Yeah.
things to say. So it's
Yeah,
about
yeah,
psychology
yeah,
at the same
yeah,
time
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. So I'm learning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
learning.
Do you find that
Good for you.
after working with Mahdi for so long, do you find that he knows when to almost he knows your psychology? Because what Matty was saying recently is he was saying that now that he's been, how long have you been working with me now? 3 months?
I believe it's 4 months now.
Wow, we're going to
4
finish.
months.
Quick.
So, no, it can't be 4 months, bro, because we've only been doing Freshly Grounded for 3 months, and you came off a couple episodes after Freshly Grounded. So it hasn't even been 3 months yet.
Wait.
I think it just feels longer for you. Because we started Freshly Grounded before you, because I remember because
It was
when we
around
had
the
that
same
chat
sort of-
downstairs in the
yeah,
cafe.
that's right. That was after Freshly Grounded.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's after Freshly Grounded. So you've been here maybe just over 2 months. Yeah.
It just feels long.
it feels like 4 months.
It feels like years. It's just dragging. So because he's very very early on, he was mentioning recently that he's starting to like understand my psychology a bit.
Yeah.
So my question is that Mahdi, your assistant and a beautiful brother that he is, he probably, would you say that he is the person who works most closely with you? One of them.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
And so, do you find that he's like figured out your psychology and
100%.
knows when to say certain things, when
Yeah.
not to say certain things?
I would say most of them have worked that out, but yeah, especially Mahdi, yeah, just what to say at the right time and when to give me some space and when to, do you know what I mean?
Do you think the same equally with you? You know, with Mahdi, like what he's kind of thinking and feeling at certain times.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just because Mahdi, he's such an intelligent guy, mashallah. Like he's got so much to give. So my main job with Mahdi is to keep him on track, keep him focused, keep him motivated. Because when he's on it, you can't stop him. He can achieve anything almost. It's incredible. So with Mahdi, I just try and keep him. I'm trying to keep him on track and motivated. He's got because he's always busy. Like because when he's in the shop and he's running the desk, so he's obviously meeting and greeting clients, constantly taking the phone calls and stuff. But he can offer so much more than that. I always like try and drum it into him that I want him to be the one who's forward thinking to come up with new ideas, because he is when he gets going. He's like remarkable, to be honest. He's surprising me. So that's my main thing with Mahdi, keeping him motivated. Because generally he's always in a good mood. He's always doing something, but just keeping the clogs turning basically. But we've had a good week together this week. We've been doing just like finalising our new menu for 59.
Oh, nice.
So it's been good. Like Mahdi, like you ask him to do. If I ask him to just type me up, for instance, type me up the new menu, he just does it like that
No
quick.
complaints.
Yeah, just all quick with descriptions of everything. He gets it done. So it's been good. We've had a good week. We've had lots of sampling and stuff of new bits and pieces for the menu.
Anything you can tell us?
Yeah.
I know you mentioned the white chocolate mocha.
Yeah. So what we've been doing, we've been evaluating. It's been a quarter now, so it's been 4 months of 59
Already?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So we're evaluating it all, menu, etc. And I've made some decisions, like we're taking away some of like the cakes and stuff,
Okay.
and replacing that with more food options. So we've got new food options like homemade baked beans on sourdough toast.
I saw that on your post.
Really good.
Really?
Really, really, really good. Again, it's the basic things done well. So it's that new sandwiches have come in, like roasted vegetable mozzarella sandwiches, toasted
Ooh,
sandwiches.
that sounds lovely.
Which is again beautiful. Salads, which will be a new thing for us. So it'll be like a couscous and like a leafy salad served with like sourdough toast. So it'll be like nice, juicy, like Moroccan style salads and stuff. So it'll be good. We're looking to just up the food levels, a bit more lunch options.
When does that go into effect?
We are literally confirming it by Monday. We're shutting the shop on Monday, which is the first time since we've been open. It's the first day we would have had it shut. It's been open every single day since we've opened. So we're going to shut it for the whole day. We're going to do staff training and we're going to finalise the menu. So it should be happening within the next few weeks. Basically.
Are you going to be changing like the boards on the shop?
Everything is going to be changed. Yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
hold
really?
on, looking to just redo the whole thing. Yeah, that was always the intention. The intention was to, because it is what it is food and drink. Yeah, and you
Hold on, but your boards on the
glass.
they don't mention your food. You're still changing that?
Yeah, because we're going to lose some of the juices and add new juices on.
Wow, you're taking you did
Keep it
you did
moving,
a bit.
man.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
wow,
So we're
that's
gonna
good. That's
look-
that's inspiring.
So yeah, so it's cool. We're going to so for instance, teas and coffees are staying the same, but we're adding like white chocolate mocha, like I said, and we're adding beetroot coffee, and there's a few different like vegetable coffees. I don't know if you've ever had one. You have to sample one. It's like made with beetroot and apple and coffee. It's amazing. Like these like basically multicolored coffees, which are really really nice. So we're gonna have these on it. we're gonna have a big iced coffee menu, iced
Of
tea.
course, right.
And then we're gonna have like the normal juicing, like that you like, the bits and pieces you like. We're also gonna have a new juice menu, which is for like people who are doing proper weight loss detox juicing. So it's
That
more
kale
like,
and stuff.
like what, you know, when we watched you watched the documentary Fat Sitting in the Dead, what the juices he's having. So a lot of kale, a lot of juices which don't contain lots of sugar. So probably minimal apples, minimal pineapple, the kind of minimal like natural sugar. Even though it's good for you, if you are looking to cut and really lose weight, you don't really want all that natural sugar in your diet. So there'll be a selection of juices which are for people really, really into their like nutrition and weight loss.
Have you ever had carrot tea?
No.
Really, bro, you'd love it. I
Would I?
think. I went for some. It's big in the Arab
I've not had it.
community. I went there yesterday to get some carrot tea, and it's lovely. It's got like
Is it?
cardamom. Oh, bro, for sure you need to try some. I know the perfect place. I wish I could
grab some for next week.
I wish I could take you there. Maybe we can go this weekend.
Maybe we could.
Quick tea after a meal. I would love to take you
Is
somewhere.
it nearby?
No, but I think that we have the evening. If we have the evening, it's not a problem.
Inshallah.
You're a grown man. I don't think you have a bedtime, do you, Sam?
It's private.
Okay.
Yeah,
It'd
we
be
could do
nice.
that.
I think I would really like to take you
Inshallah.
to this place. I think you.
Nice
you'd
tea,
benefit from it. But carrot tea is big,
Okay.
man. Big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take you to this
Okay,
place.
that'd be nice.
Yeah. The only thing is, when I went there yesterday, is this particular place I went to. I won't mention what one it is.
Is this where you went last night?
Yeah, I went.
Is that why you had it there? Did you?
Yes.
So it was very nice.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
But
nice.
the place I went to yesterday, they put, they didn't ask if we wanted a sugar in it, and they just like, I think maybe the nature of it is that in that culture they have it very sweet, because
Yeah.
it felt like it had 5 teaspoons of sugar in it,
Really?
so it's very sweet. But I think that in Arabic they call it carrot tea, but in our culture, like the Asian culture, they make it at home. Like it's basically tea made in a pan with like milk and like some cardamom seeds and stuff like that. It tastes really
Yeah.
nice.
So it's like a chai, like a
chai.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a chai.
Yeah.
But
Like
I
a
think,
very sweet milky tea.
right, yes. But I think the Arab character, I think, is maybe slightly different. This shop that we went to, literally just not the so this shop that we went to before we went to the dessert place, literally just does carrot tea. Their menu is very small, and it's just carrot tea, and they do like a couple of bits and bobs, but their main thing is carrot tea. And bro, customers in, out, and it does very
It's
well.
very sweet tea.
That's what it does.
Do you know why? Because sugar's so addictive.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Inshallah. I'm gonna take you there. Inshallah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good week then, yeah.
It's been a good week, man. Just I think the vision of 59, because like we've just been sitting here discussing desserts and stuff. There was always a opportunity for me to do like something like a dessert place. So having loads of milkshakes, having like, you know what I mean, ice cream and brownies and all this kind of stuff. I think there's a massive market for it, and people love it, especially where the shop is. I think we could have done that. So it was like, nah, actually no, I want to choose the healthy road. So what I want to do, I want to stay true to that. And get rid of, because obviously we've got a menu of cakes and stuff. Remove some of the cakes and just add healthy food in, and try and keep it like that kind of healthy calf. Because there's a big part of me saying, look, we could have a menu with puddings and stuff. Because I know they would sell. We've got something on the menu called a froyo, which is frozen yogurt. So it's got sugar in it. So it's a sweet option. People love it, and it sells out quickly. People love it. It's just people love sugar. So there's a temptation there for me to think, let's just get involved and start having like a really sweet and be known for nice desserts. But I'm going to stay true to, I think, the healthy lifestyle and make it clean. So keep it clean. So hopefully there's barakah in that, and hopefully people will prefer spending their money on a salad opposed to a milkshake.
I think that's beautiful, man. Like sticking to your, it's always key to stick to your like your ethos and your morals. Like, and that's when I think of 59, I don't think of coffee shop. I think of like a place that does do good coffee, but also it's like very clean and pure. And I remember when you first started, you said that you wanted to carry that because you have that same ethos with Menspire, like the whole like clean and pure lifestyle, and you've actually successfully managed to, Allahumma barik, carry that over to the cafe. So I think to then implement stuff that, let's be honest, everyone knows is unhealthy, would go against your ethos.
Yeah,
I think that's beautiful that you're choosing to prioritize your sticking to your guns as opposed to
I think
thinking
hopefully in the long run,
short-term wise.
there's more barakah there. I mean, like
100%.
promoting health and well-being opposed to calorie intake.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I had one of these dessert places that I went to this week. I felt bad, and so I got. They also did fresh juice. I got fresh juice from there.
Did you?
And I was really surprised because I paid, I think, either the same amount of money, a similar amount of money as I would pay for juice in 59, and I got like, bro, in 59 you get like a big portion of juice, right? At this place I got like, you know, one of those cups that you get to like fill up some water in a under like one of those water tank things. It was almost like that size of a juice, and I was quite upset with that. I was like, I could finish that in about 2 gulps.
Was it nice juice?
Yeah, it was. It had ginger. Ever since you told me about that cancer thing, I've been implementing a lot more ginger in my juice.
So just remind me what it was.
You say that you were saying that ginger is like a natural a natural preventative for cancer.
So ginger's been proven to kill cancer cells more than chemotherapy would. So basically, the importance of having ginger in your diet is great.
When I first had ginger in my juice, it was horrible, and then now
you have to kind of learn to like it.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah,
now, man.
because it is nice. It kind of like with sweet juice. It just adds a bit of sort of. Do you like spicy food? You don't do too much.
I can handle spicy food.
You're not a fan of it necessarily. It almost just makes your drink a bit spicy. It's kind of nice having that bit of. Do you ever drink ginger beer?
No.
No.
One thing that's funny is because it has ginger in it. I made Mahdi try the juice recently, and he drank it. And you know how you put ginger in curry as well?
Yeah.
He drank it and he goes, "Oh, it tastes like curry." I gave him the green one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one that you had last week.
Yeah.
Well, he said it tastes like curry. So
that
no
one
more
tastes like
juice.
curry. Nah.
Didn't to me either. He said, "Have you been storing it in your fridge with curry?" I said, "I don't think so."
Did you drink out the same bottle you've been drinking out of?
Yeah.
Maybe you'd had curry and drunk.
I had not had, it was a ginger, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in that. The reason
your breath of.
I'm pretty confident I didn't mix the curry in with my juice. It's a bit slightly stereotypical.
How? You're the one who's talking about curry.
Now you're trying to tell me that
you said like you always claim to me that you never have curries at home, and you always have like I always have like cottage pie, fish and chips.
I do though.
And then the other day I was speaking to you, you're like, what did you ever do last night? You're like, oh, Mum made a really nice like curry. I was thinking you do have curry.
But then
was it like a nice veggie curry?
I had shepherd's pie the other day. I had some
fish
pasta. No, I had salmon on crew. Have you had that before?
I've had that, yeah.
It's lovely.
It's very
Love
nice,
salmon on crew. It's one of my favourite dishes.
Is it?
Love salmon on crew. Yeah. Do you like fish?
It's nice, yeah. I'd love fish, yeah. Have you ever eaten a mahi?
No? What's that?
It's a fish.
Really?
Maybe do you know that? Did you know that? Mahi is a fish. Did you know that mahi is a fish?
Mahi is
No, I'm not talking about the human being mahi that we were talking about a minute ago. I'm talking
That's
about.
really rude, Sam.
No, I'm not talking about him. Mahi. There's a fish called a mahi.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I've eaten them in quite a few places.
Maybe I've had one. I don't know it's called a mahi. Is that possible?
You should Google it. Mahi fish.
Google it. Bring that up for us, Mahdi.
I've had a couple of good mahis.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
There's a really nice restaurant in King's Cross that serves fantastic mahi.
What's it called?
They haven't paid for sponsorship, so I'm not going to say.
That's I like that.
That's how it is.
I like that.
Mahi fish.
There you go. I told you.
That is.
And you thought I was talking about the human being mahi.
No, I didn't. Oh, that is a humongous fish.
It's a beautiful dish.
Can you eat a whole one?
I haven't eaten a whole one. I'm sure I could. But
Are you a big eater?
You know I am.
Do I know you are?
You know I can eat. I'm a big eater, yeah.
When are we eating together?
Well, one time we ate, and I ate very, very quickly when me, you, and Healthy Mindset went for chicken down the road.
You do eat quickly, don't you?
Yeah. Remember I had that big... But to be fair, me and Lats had the same thing. I think I ate it. I inhaled it, to be fair. Do you remember that dinner?
I do remember that dinner.
And then we ate at the lifestyle show. We had a pulled chicken burger.
But that wasn't a big meal.
I swallowed. I pushed it into my mouth in like one hit. I think.
Did. So you're a big eater, are you?
I can't. Yeah, I'm trying to find evidence.
I mean, you got a. You are like what 6'3"?
6'5".
6'5".
Yeah.
Allah
6'3". Come on,
Mubarak.
man.
Sorry, I'm 5'8", I think.
Are you? MashaAllah.
Wow, what a massive difference. Almost a whole.
Yeah. You gotta be careful walking around with me. People will start thinking you're short.
Did you see? Oh yeah, remember
You
that?
told me.
That thing I sent you. I sent Sam a screenshot of someone. I'm gonna read it out. Let me find it. Let me find it.
Arms look big.
Nah.
MashaAllah.
Hey, look, I sent you the picture. It said.
This is bad podcast etiquette again,
It
bro.
is, but
Going
it's
through your
worth
phone.
finding the picture. Oh, you go. It said. So someone commented on my picture saying. So just to give you some context, me and Sam went to that expo, and so I was with Sam. So obviously me 5'8", Sam 6'5", and the comment says, "Oh my days, we saw him at the London Muslim Lifestyle event. He's so small in real life." Wait for it. Lol, bless. I'm like, now I just feel like, nah, if I was small, I feel even smaller now. Lol, bless.
Bless.
Oh, he's so small. That's me.
You're not small though. You just walk around with someone who's really tall. Are you small?
Yeah,
For me, everyone's quite small. For me, I just assume.
I am pretty small.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm not the tallest of people. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not
5'8". What's that? Just below average?
I think I'm 5'8", 5'9". I don't know my exact
5'9",
height.
so
I'm
you've
between
just
5'8",
gone-
5'9".
You've grown since you've been sitting here. You did confidently say it was 5'8", and as the conversation's gone on, now you've. So it's
Well, I don't know,
It's
'cause
5'9" now, is it? It's not 6 foot. Do you want to be 6'2"?
6'4".
If you're making it up, you might as well do 6'2". You're 6'2" then. Okay, mashallah.
Sam.
Yeah. Yes, bro. G.
When we I always had this idea for us for when we hit 50,000 downloads that we would make like a really like funny skit on Instagram.
50,000 is a lot though, so we'll have to.
50,000
That's
downloads.
a lot. So maybe in a few months' time.
So I thought, oh man, I've got a really good idea or like a really good video that we'll do. And so yesterday I thought, I was in the office, I thought, let me just calculate how far away we are from 50,000 downloads. So I'm calculating, and to my surprise, your boys Faisal and Sam have hit 115,000 downloads. Alhamdulillah. All from Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
And only from Allah. But I was very surprised.
That's good,
and
huh?
Alhamdulillah, man. How mad is that?
That's a lot.
We hit over 100k.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Man.
That's a lot.
Man.
Mad that many people listening, huh?
It's scary as well,
It's
isn't it?
scary.
Got to be careful what we
You
say.
have to be careful.
People
have to
listening
be
to
careful.
us.
Because I on one of the first podcasts, and please forgive me for bringing this up. I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to go in deep. But I brought up something called the flat Earth.
Yep.
And in fact with Lats with Healthy Mindset.
Yeah.
I think it was quite a big hit, and there was quite a lot of messages floating about afterwards. People asking about it. There was quite a lot of talk about it. Like I said, I issued a statement saying that if you want to know about it, YouTube it, take time, look at it. That's fine. I stay with that. But I had a gentleman who travelled down to visit 59 yesterday. Lovely brother, mashallah, really lovely. We're having a nice chat and that. And the last thing he said to me was, I looked into the flat Earth and it is flat. And it made me laugh. So that was an example, ladies and gentlemen, that if you want to look into these theories, you might find some truth inside it. Huh? That's good, isn't it?
It is good. You want to go into
That's
detail in it?
That's what I want to say.
You should. You could go into detail.
About what?
About flat Earth.
No. Like I said, I don't need to. I just wanted to put that. But I thought it was powerful, the fact that the reason I brought that up is obviously you're saying we have to be careful about what we say. I said that. I made this statement, which is actually it's a very big statement to make because I know a lot of people would argue it. It's a huge statement to make, but
Massive.
I'm happy to make that statement because that's you know. Whether people think I'm chatting
Crazy
nonsense or not, or think I'm crazy or whatever, there's
crazy
but
man
it was
dressed in
amazing.
carrot.
I said,
Crazy,
say again.
Crazy carrot man. I'm just saying what people might think. Just options.
Why are you sitting like that?
I'm not saying, hey, remember last week when I sat like that and you said that's how kids sit? I'm just comfortable like this, Sam, until we get a sofa.
Can you imagine me sitting on the?
with legs crossed?
It's nice. You look really cozy. I just don't know how you would do that.
I was considering us doing the podcast on the sofa today in the other office.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, and the only thing that stopped me is that we don't have a coffee table to like attach the mics to. But we'll get our own sofa. We don't need some.
So when we hit the road
Yeah.
in Ramadan, inshallah, we're
Yep.
freshly grounded. What are we going to... This is just... We're taking these?
It seems like really bulky, but there's not much. It's just these 3 mics, and my laptop goes with me everywhere, and then just that little mixer. So
that's it.
It's
So
not much. I just chuck these into my boot in. If we're traveling by car, it's really not a problem.
Okay.
If we're traveling by plane or like public transport, it might be a slightly bigger issue. But I mean, I've got all the boxes of mics and stuff. I've got those little. Do you see those little like cases? Those leather cases. Yeah. That's what the mic's doing. So we can make it work either way. Inshallah. Yeah, it's not a problem. The setup's really nice, and we just made the setup big, but it can be nice and small.
Okay, good.
Going on road, huh? Especially grounded on road.
It seems that way.
Yeah, we've also been invited to Amsterdam or Rotterdam, Holland, basically. For
really?
Episode, yeah.
Really? During Ramadan. Interesting. Are you looking forward to it?
I don't know if you're going to do it.
To Ramadan.
Oh, Ramadan. Oh, oh, it's close, isn't it? How close is it now? About 2 weeks.
Well, it's coming. What? 26th, 27th?
Yeah, 26th. Let's talk about the event.
Let's talk about
we haven't even gone into the event.
No, I feel like the event deserves some talking about. So
last week when we spoke on the podcast, we mentioned the event, but we didn't mention too much about it because it hadn't been released yet. But now tickets are on sale. You can get them at izaha.com/spot. That's izaha.com/spot. Tickets are only a £5. It's a completely non-profit event, so nobody's making money off of the event. Although we are going to have a stall there, which would be nice.
How many stalls have you got there?
So the reason tickets went to go on sale as soon as we launched podcast last week, and the reason they didn't is because we had an issue with the venue. The big issue with the venue was that there's a few issues with the venue. So I don't want to go into details, and the people of that old venue are lovely people as well. So I definitely don't want to say anything bad about the venue because I think it was a lovely venue and the people were nice and the customer service was amazing. But alhamdulillah, it wasn't quite right for our event, so we changed the venue last minute, which is what I didn't want to put tickets on sale until the venue was confirmed because that's like the biggest issue with events. So the good thing about the old venue was that we could have put a lot of stalls there. Now with this new venue, we haven't got a lot of space for stalls, so we're kind of thinking about not even having many stalls at all, if any, other than the registration stalls and maybe some in-house ones. Like I would love for you to have set up a few things. I noticed that Menspire have just recently dropped a whole bunch of new products or restocked, perhaps.
We've got they've been made bigger, basically new packaging.
I would love for you to bring those down. Completely your choice.
But
in regards to exterior companies bringing in stores, perhaps it might not be possible. I'm not quite sure on the details. I have to speak to Kareem about it. I don't want to, because I haven't physically gone to visit this venue. I've had a video call with one of the people there and like had a virtual tour. I don't want to promise like 3 companies a stall each and then it turns out there's not space for them, especially when they paid for it. So I'm not completely sold on that idea, but there will be some stalls there, like an Izaha stall and like maybe some in-house ones. So the venue is 350 tickets available. There's no longer 350 tickets available because we've sold a fair bunch of tickets, but there's still quite a few tickets available. And there's actually quite a lot of tickets available, and we really do need everyone's help in pushing this event out. So just posting the post everywhere, broadcasting it on your WhatsApp, posting it on Instagram. We really could do with the help. Bear in mind that this cause is for helping the kids to provide electricity in the orphanage, the school, and the mosque in Gambia. So it's a really good cause, and it's going to be really beneficial for the people here as well, man. There's like a business Q&A panel with yourself and my brother. There's going to be a health and fitness Q&A panel with Ajmal Lats and Mas, and Muslim Bilal's going to be there speaking about his journey with sport.
Bro, take me off the equation for a second. The lineup is really good, really, really appealing. Like it's really, the posters, look at it.
We haven't heard the best thing yet.
What's that? Haven't heard the best thing. Go on.
Your boy, Hazelnut Praline over here is hosting the event. I'm hosting the event. Okay, fine. It's not the best thing, but regardless, this event is being hosted by me.
It's good lineup. It's really good. It's really, really good.
So we've got.
So who's there? Can you give us the list of who's there?
Omar Chowdhury.
Yep.
Founder of Flavor.
Mashallah.
Samuel Palmer, co-founder of Menspire and 59. Ajmal, 2-time world champion natural bodybuilder. Lats, personal trainer and member of Team Anthony Joshua. Abu Siddiq, founder of Takbir Training. Guys, the main point here is that we want to fill it out. So there's 350 seats. Well, there's actually 400 seats. So if we have overflow, we can maintain about 350 tickets on sale. And so we want people there.
Inshallah. I'm looking forward to it, man. Inshallah.
4th of June.
4th of June at what time?
1 p.m. till 5:30 p.m.
1 p.m. till 5:30 p.m.
Yeah.
What day is that?
Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah. Sorry, did you not schedule it out, Sam? We did discuss this sometime before.
No, I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
Yeah?
For it. Yeah.
Are you going to bring people down?
Yeah, inshallah. Yeah.
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 I haven't seen any names.
I assumed I could just roll up and say that these lot with me.
Do you know what? You could. And
No, I'm going to definitely get tickets because it's all for a very good cause. So I'll be getting some tickets for the.
Yeah,
brothers.
man, it's non-profit. Like here's the thing, like it is completely non-profit. So even my friends and that, like a lot of them have purchased tickets, which I think is very kind of them. I wouldn't like necessarily expect them to, but hey, the money's not going in my pocket.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it'll be nice.
We can do some fundraising on the actual night as well.
It's a fiver. We kind of. We're not collecting money in terms of cash, but inshallah we're gonna be having money. Like there's gonna be like a link available all night, and we're gonna be like refreshing it and seeing how much money we're raising as the night goes
Beautiful.
on.
Okay, fine, good.
No
inshallah.
cash. Not cash in hand. No. It just gets a bit messy.
Yeah, complicated, isn't it? Sometimes.
So yeah, man. I mean, guys, like genuinely really want a lot of people to attend it, and it's my first ever event that I've ever run. So just if you want to support me, and it's the first ever time Freshly Grounded is like the members of Freshly Grounded are like, apart from the event in Gambia, first time we're like at an event.
Yeah.
We're not doing a Freshly Grounded panel though.
Could have done.
Well, I'm going to be on stage with you because I'm hosting the Q&A.
Oh, you're hosting the Q&A?
Yeah. So like people will ask questions or people write down questions and I'll read them out and stuff like that.
Nice.
Do you feel quite prepared?
I've started preparing.
How? Reading books on business?
Asking Omar what he's going to say.
Yeah.
No, so what I actually, because I thought about it only this morning, I thought, do you know what? I should prepare for this. So I've just literally started writing a detailed account of what I've done over the last few years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to hear that.
It was really enjoyable to do it.
Really?
You know, alhamdulillah, as I was doing it, the more stuff I was adding onto it and the more levels, because I was discussing how, and I say this very humbly, I was discussing how I worked for about 5 years in various different salons, gaining knowledge, learning how to cut hair. Then I did my own thing. And then me and Josh did our first thing, then we grew out of that, did our second thing, then we did a third thing, a fourth thing, and it was really nice going through it. You almost forget what you forget the journey, don't you? You're so busy looking ahead, you kind of forget where you've come from a little bit. And I say it really humbly. I still haven't got anywhere near where I'd like to go, but it was lovely to kind of recap and go through it all and kind of add the different bits and pieces we've got going on. Just because then I've got a foundation. For people who don't know who I am, I can introduce myself because I'm certainly not businessman of the year, but what I am is a young Muslim entrepreneur who left school with no qualifications but had a desire to succeed and inshallah be successful. So if I can give anyone some advice or inspiration or motivation, that'd be fantastic. But I'm not sure how much I can teach someone, but if I can motivate someone, that'd be key.
You have experience in things that people who will ask questions won't. Do you know what I mean? People. I'm sure people are gonna ask questions, even stuff like what is it like to? Because a lot of people, especially young people, want to go into business, but they don't want to take the risk on themselves. So they might go into business with their friend, for example. But people are gonna want to know like. So many people hear stuff like it's the worst thing you could do is to go into business with. People are going to want to know like, is that something that you'd recommend and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of questions that like you'll be surprised you can naturally answer just based on your experiences. And there's no wrong answer because you're giving an answer based on your experience. You're not giving an answer saying like this is what's objectively correct. Of course. People are going to have different views and stuff. So like a point that we're going to emphasize on the night is like, guys, don't take these guys' word for like as a Bible. Just like. This is their guys' experience. This is their experience in what they have done so far. And if they can't answer a question, they'll tell you, "I don't know the answer." Do you know what I mean? But I'm very much looking forward to it. I think on the health and fitness panel, I'm looking forward to it. But I think Ajmal is going to have probably the most to say on the health and fitness panel. Reason being, is because he is very into his nutrition and stuff. So in terms of like calorie intake, all that kind of stuff, like he weighs his food, and well, so I'm interested. I'm very interested into hearing what Ajmal has to say and what questions people have for them. So I want people to come to the event with questions ready.
Yeah,
that's what I do want.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be
You
like
want good questions as well, don't you? You want
man.
like quite strong questions.
Yeah,
that you can give like a big answer for.
Yeah, I don't want people to get bored and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Yeah, man, it'll be nice. I got flyers printed that are coming tomorrow, so we're gonna like go spread the flyers out and stuff like that. So it's exciting, man. It's nice. It's, like I said, it's my first event, so it's a brand new experience for me. I've already made a lot of mistakes, and I'm sure I'll make many more. But then it's a learning curve, and I'm really intrigued to like, because I very much so intend to run another event very soon. So I want to see what I can do with this one, see the pros and cons.
Yeah,
and yeah,
that's good, man. Good for you.
Do you fancy a break?
Do you? You just want that white chocolate cake, don't you?
I'm going to bring that cake in, yeah. And also we're going to just check on audio and stuff. Fine. Because as much as I do trust Mahdi, it is his first time, so I just want to make sure everything's running smoothly and help him where possible. So should we...
If you want to have a break, let's have a break.
Okay, fine, we will. Let's get into some current events.
Back from the break.
Current events. Current events. Current events.
Mahdi.
So, in the last podcast, you and FaZe were discussing about this documentary about fat, sick and tired, obesity. And recently, the NHS has been investing in new ambulances for the obese patients. And according to the BBC, around East London area and East region of the UK, 8 vehicles have been investing in stretchers specifically for the obese, and it's costing them a staggering of over £400,000 in total for 3 years, and they've been spending £100,000 just on obese people for the past 3 to 4 years. But they are trying their best to promote healthy eating, but they're doing that through campaigns and through TV adverts. But the government is now trying to invest in businesses such as healthy eating cafes, healthy eating restaurants to promote.
Give yourself a grant there.
Yeah.
Get some free money.
That's what I'm thinking.
To promote healthier eating.
Look into that for me, please, when you finish.
Yeah.
Who's your assistant?
I think that's Mahdi's job, isn't it?
No,
So I believe the government is
do not look
willing.
into that for him.
Is willing to. So they are willing to invest in private sectors such as restaurants and cafes. So in terms of obesity, they're trying to tackle that right now.
I feel like I don't want to go into it too much because I don't want to offend no one.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like for a lot of people, being slightly larger is genetic.
I disagree.
Well, you think for everybody it's nah, bro.
You got to remember,
some people are
underneath
thicker.
All that underneath all of that body, everyone has got the same skeleton.
No, but everybody has the same genetics though, bro.
Sahi, but
some people, are slower.
The skeleton is there, yeah, and everything on top of that is body mass, yeah.
Bro, some people have. I'm not saying like obesity, but I'm saying like in terms of like people have different. People naturally have different body shapes, and some people have what is it called? A slower metabolism.
But then were you saying some people can't get in good shape then?
No, but it's harder for some people.
Harder, but not impossible.
I think it's debatable. I know some people who very eat healthy, exercise like 5 days a week, blah blah, and they just simply doesn't work for them. But they're very healthy on the inside. But they just.
But what does their body look like? Big.
Yeah, just like
they must be consuming calories surely somewhere to maintain that.
But I think that sometimes it's genetic as well.
Do you think?
No, I'm not talking obesity. I'm not talking like when someone clearly looks like they like. I'm saying like we all to an extent we all have different body shapes. There are people who are naturally like thicker.
I definitely would say that if you're capable of exercise, you can probably get anybody into shape though with enough hard work and exercise. I'd say probably it's
but
more.
For some people, you don't think that for some people it's harder than others.
Definitely
because of their genetics. Because of their genetics.
Yeah, but I'm definitely saying it's impossible. I think everyone, like I said, everyone's got that skeleton. Everyone's got body mass on top of it. Whether it's through diet, or exercise, I think you can sculpt your body.
Perhaps.
You know for a fact that you've been going to the gym, mashallah, Allahumma barak, and you've changed by all the hard work you're putting in, you're changing the shape of your arms. Now, I remember you saying before,
very slowly.
Yeah, but am I right? You're doing it very slowly. There could be some other people who go to the gym at the same time you've been, and that might have had a different result from it. Might have got bigger, might not have got as bigger. But you know that with that hard work and doing it, you're gonna get the result from it.
Yeah.
So then I would say that's for everyone. If you put the hard work in, you can sculpt your body.
Perhaps.
Whether it's through diet and exercise. I would if you're training. If you're training 5 times a week and you're eating well, I would surely say wouldn't it be impossible for you to remain obese or even chubby if you're generally not consuming the calories to put on that weight?
No, bro. Like,
you think people are big boned? Do you believe that?
yes, not big bones, but I'm saying like they genetically they have like it's hard. It's like they have a bit more like body mass. Like I'm not talking about obese. I'm not talking about people who have like bellies that are overflowing onto their knees. I'm saying like generally like there's different body types. Like some people, yes, naturally are like.
But you're saying the people who haven't got who are slightly chunkier, they can't get into shape.
I'm not saying that they're not in shape because what is being in shape, bro? Like I don't think that I think that some people, if they're like slightly like chubby, yeah, they're not unhealthy. I think they can have very clean insides. If you were to open up their body and you was open up the body of someone who was like had a six pack and raging muscles, that there is very possible for a person who's slightly chubby to actually have a cleaner inside. So maybe they don't smoke, they don't drink, they eat their greens, they like have fruit. So their insides. So now let's say we take that out of the equation now. So they're actually healthier in terms of insides than the other person. Now on outside wise, yes, they have less muscle and they have like slightly more fat, but I think like they could still be.
I was saying about getting into shape rather than being healthy. My point is the actual physical shape.
I don't, because I do know that I'm not a scientist, but I do know that naturally, like if you have more body fat, then you also like have more of a chance of like clogging up your arteries and stuff. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to go into because I don't know I'm speaking without knowledge again.
So the point of why we even started speaking about obese people was the current event was that they're spending a lot of money on
ambulances
to cater for larger people.
Yeah, I don't think
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
am I right?
Yeah, man. You can't. That's something that has to be done. You have to. You have to.
I mean, we can't sit here and start criticizing people for being obese and having to spend a fortune on it. It's just the way it is, isn't it?
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
But it's definitely like a. I'm talking about being obese. Obese is a real disease for some people because it's, you know, these people are very, very unhappy. Not generally speaking, but obviously if you get to a very, very large size, you're consuming a vast amount of food, a vast amount of calories, and then you're feeling terrible for it. And the thing that makes you feel better again is consuming all that food again. So it's like a cycle of just, so people end up getting themselves into a massive rut to the point where they can't fit in a normal size ambulance. It's quite sad, isn't it? No comment?
No, I agree with you. I think that I definitely agree that I'm not beating around the bush. I definitely agree that obesity is an issue and it's definitely caused by less exercise, not enough exercise and too much eating. Yeah. So when I was defending the notion of like, I wasn't defending like obesity. I was saying that some people have different body shapes. Yeah. I'm not talking about people who are like overly obese. I'm just talking about like general. You're like, you know, I don't think everybody can have a six pack. Like I know you're saying with enough hard work they can. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever.
You should ask. You should ask those questions to
Ajmal.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
He'll probably say that you can.
He definitely will say you can.
Yeah. Should we jump on the next current event?
Yeah.
So the next current event is regarding how are you guys in terms of theme parks?
Theme parks?
Yeah.
I don't have any time for them.
You don't?
Not really.
When was the last time you went? Have you been to many?
The last time I went to Thorpe Park was like maybe when I was like in high school or something.
Really? You haven't?
So that's how you're regarding theme parks, that you haven't been in.
If I'm on holiday, maybe. If I'm on holiday,
I've got time for them.
My time down.
But is it your type of thing, like to?
If an opportunity comes up and someone goes, "Do you want to go to theme park?" I would say yes, let's go.
Okay.
But I wouldn't go out of my way to organise it, to be honest.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this place called Drayton Manor.
This is very sad. I heard about this.
Yeah. The park had to stay closed after Eva Jannat, she had a death. She died.
Who?
At
A person.
Yeah,
12-year-old girl.
11-year-old girl.
11-year-old girl.
What? Had what?
Connected to family in St Albans, Mayans.
No way.
Yeah, man, very sad story. Carry on.
Subhanallah.
Yeah, so she fell from a boat on the Splash Canyon. It's a rapids attraction during a school trip. And the prayers were said for the schoolgirl at Jamia Mosque in Leicester.
So there was a school trip. She fell off. She was on the rapids or the ride with the water. She fell off the
How
boat.
does that word work? Sorry.
It's rapids. Was it rapids?
It's like a boat.
A boat.
So it's like a round boat, a circle boat,
Mm.
and it's like a waterfall and
Okay.
all that
Okay.
energy.
Okay. Yeah.
So she fell off,
No
or,
way.
and the suction of the rapids in that sucked her under, and then the girls on the same boat with her were telling the people who worked there, and they said no, that's impossible. They didn't basically believe that the girl was underneath the water, and then they had to drown empty the water, and obviously she was there. It's very sad, man. I think it's her uncle's from St Albans Mines.
I mean, it's not really common but recently it's been happening more, quite often.
What, at theme parks?
Yeah, theme
It seems
parks.
that way, doesn't it? Lots of things happen at theme parks, but do you know
Like-
what? It's almost that's very sad. That's a very sad incident, and that's not very common. But the fact that the people do get injured at theme parks and zoos and stuff, it's kind of should be no surprise. It's like you often hear.
Is it the nature of a theme park to like almost scare people a bit, but
Theme
deep
park,
down you
you're
know it's
almost
safe?
you're risking your life. If you really think about it, you're risking your life every time you go on a ride, because the rides you go on are like. You're going very, very, very high in the air. You're going at ridiculous speeds. I hate to sound like a grandpa, but you're putting yourself on the line, aren't you? That's the whole point. You're supposed to. It gets you going. It gets your adrenaline going. And if you go on these rides, you'll hang on off a ledge, and then you just drop. You get your adrenaline. That's the point of it. You get your adrenaline going.
I mean,
But
there has
really,
been sayings of like kids having heart attacks.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It happens.
kids having heart attacks.
Heart attacks, yeah, because the adrenaline and
Yeah.
the heights and all that. Like,
course.
and it's too late because you're on there. Who's gonna help you when you're there? So
Yeah, man.
it's a bit mad. I mean, it has been I mean, with it's a rapids ride, so there has been one that last October where 4 people had died in
4
Australia.
people in one time.
Yeah,
How?
died. I believe it was the same thing. It's a rapids ride, so they both fell. They drowned, and it was in Australia on Dreamworld.
And is
So,
that reopened?
I believe so. Yeah. Generally, but it is a business. Evidently, it's a business, so they're gonna have to open at some point. With
the
new
next day,
schemes like,
mate.
oh, we're safe now. We added new safety equipment. But regardless, there's been figures that have shown that although there has been accidents, there's demographics that show that there's been an increase in number of people coming in more often now. So when there's been a death and they reopened, there's more people that have come
I suppose it's
previously.
publicity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any publicity is good
So
publicity.
at the end of the day, it's business again.
Yeah.
So moving on to topic.
That's awful. That's awful, man.
That is
about
very
that
awful.
girl.
Yeah, really, really
That's
awful.
so sad.
Yeah, I'll give
11
it
or
a
12
Jannah,
years
man.
old. Man.
So inshallah, she's promised Jannah anyway. Look at the positive of that. Inshallah. She won't go to Jannah until her parents come over, inshallah, as well. So there's mercy on these very sad stories. There's always so much mercy from God behind them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do you ever
man.
think that?
Yeah, you have to.
Obviously,
don't
you have to, of course. But I mean, alhamdulillah, as Muslims, like I practice what I preach, try and practice what I preach. But like these things, there's so when you look into it, I had a friend of mine who lost his baby, and he was so close. Like his tuck was so close to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Like he's when I go to comfort him, he was just saying things like, that's my baby's going to be in Jannah, and they won't go to Jannah until the parents go with him, basically.
Oh, really?
And he just said it to me. I was thinking, subhanAllah, that's just, that's someone who's close to Allah, and someone who knows the religion, and that everything that happens is a test for you, and it's the qadr, and there's mercy in everything, there's wisdom in everything, there's positive in everything. But that to lose a child, and then when I go to comfort him to tell me, look, this is a greater chance for me to gain Jannah through this trial if I'm patient, it's just quite powerful. So, you know what I mean? Next one, bro.
So in terms of cars and mobile phones, Faisal, you've got some safety holder for your phone when driving. So a woman has been jailed for mowing down a cyclist over a mobile phone row. So what has happened is that the cyclist was doing his own thing, And then he saw the woman on her phone, and he was like, "Oh, get off your phone, this and that." And she got angry. And bear in mind, she's pregnant as well. So she just rammed him over just because being on the phone. And then she just sped off. And
Did he die?
he's not died. However, he's a freelance. Just a bit about the guy that got ran over. He's a freelancer. And he had to set a crowdfunding page to pay his rent because he couldn't work for a while as he recovered. And he raised more than £3,000 just over a phone run and driving. And it's mad. And she's been put behind bars for 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Under what charge?
Just
Maybe attempted murder?
Could be.
And according to the NCS, a report from last year, about 1.3 million accidents have been occurred just because of phone arguments or just being on the phone.
Bro, man, being on the phone when driving is so dangerous. Like, I'm not even saying this from like a high horse, but it's tough, man. Like, it's mad because it's so easy to do it. You're driving, you're in traffic, or you think that's a simple straight road. You jump on your phone. That's why they've cracked down on it now, isn't it? They probably cracked down on it. So that's a good thing.
I think people are actually not using their phones so much when they're driving.
Yeah, I'm really pro this cracking down.
I think a lot of people are, which I think is good. Because it's almost people like that. It's not even worth it. If I was lose my license, isn't it? Is it 6 points?
6 points and a massive fine. It's put me in my place. I'll be honest.
It's good. I think it's a benefit, man.
I mean, the fine for being on your phone was £100, and now they've increased it to £200.
And points.
Yeah, and points as well. But now I think because there's been an increased amount of numbers, I think they're probably going to increase to like £500. They're still debating about it. They're thinking about it because at the end of the day, like, although people are aware, but some people believe that, it's okay. Like, it's just a quick text or,
Of course.
Like, they see the road as being empty, but then you just don't know when a cyclist may pop round or, they show like safety videos, but to be honest, people don't really consider that as much. So
6 points. That's you get caught twice, you're banned from driving for like 3 years or something.
And if you've got points already and you get 6 points, it could just be automatically gone. It's like, it's almost like society needs like, we have to follow these laws and rules and stuff. It's almost like society that we need to be. There needs to be a really bad. It needs to be quite a severe penalty for people to take it seriously.
It's true.
Because only recently people have started taking the phone. Even not everyone's taking it seriously, but people are taking it more seriously now because the penalty has gone up. Just look. I mean, we can compare it very, very quickly. Let's say, look at the rules and laws of Saudi Arabia. If you get caught doing certain things, people just don't do it because it's not worth it. It's almost like now we've got a law in place which people don't want to risk losing, getting 6 points and losing their license. So they're actually taking it seriously. It's almost like we need to be threatened with something pretty severe to actually take it seriously. Do you know what I mean?
True, good point. Very good point. Yeah, in the current events?
Yeah.
Current events.
Mm.
Current events.
Yeah.
Current events. What were we talking about? What was the second current event you were just discussing? The
second one.
So
So
the
you had-
second one was about the theme park.
And then the third one was...
Third one was the mobile phone. The first one was about obesity.
Oh man, I had something that came through my head, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. It was something came to my head that I really wanted to discuss with you, Sam. During that, it was through one of them, maybe through that.
During that.
Huh?
During that current events.
Yeah. What did you say the second one was again? The theme park.
Yeah.
That was theme parks.
Something went through my head, and I thought that is such a good conversation. Nah, it's gone.
I mentioned theme parks and zoos, but nothing to do with that, was it?
No, it wasn't anything to do with the zoos. Although, what do you think of zoos?
It's a good question. Because me personally, I've always quite enjoyed a zoo. But
It's not its natural habitat, is it?
that's it. But how much do you reckon some of the animals enjoy the zoo?
I reckon they hate it.
Because I went to London Zoo not long ago. The monkeys have not got much space to play. They don't look too happy, to be fair.
They must hate it. It's not their natural habitat, is it? It's like being in prison, but this time you haven't done anything. And they're not getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
They get fed though.
They get looked after. They do get looked after. And to be honest, you can make the allegation, look, they're not in their natural habitat and stuff. But when you look into it, quite often zoos are actually like saving certain animals, and there's a lot of like wisdom behind what the programs are actually doing, and they re-release them and all this kind of stuff. I don't think you can just generalize a zoo as somewhere that catches animals out of the wild and puts them there and charges people to look at them. I think there's behind it, there's always like there is programs and stuff going on with like putting them back into the wild and whatever else. Go on.
Yeah, I heard there's this documentary on SeaWorld.
I've watched that documentary. Yeah, it's very corrupt. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man.
So many people trying to shut it down. Or is it shut down now?
No, it's not shut down, is it?
But so many people trying to shut it down.
It's a good documentary. Actually.
I really want to watch it.
It's on Netflix as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
It's called.
I'm watching it tonight.
Black. Something black, isn't it? It's called.
Apparently, it's like it talks about some madness that goes on in SeaWorld.
Bro, yeah, man.
Torture or something.
Torture.
What do they do?
Yeah, not good. Well, not treating the whales correctly at all.
I don't think whales. Let me.
It's called Blackfish. I knew it was something black.
Blackfish.
Blackfish.
Oh, yeah.
It's on Netflix, and it's kind of exposing the cruelty behind SeaWorld.
And what's SeaWorld's response to this major? Because they're always in the news. So what's their response?
I'm not sure it's quite as simple as that. I mean, I think there's so many things that have happened in SeaWorld, like trainers being attacked and killed and all this kind of stuff, like that just gets swept under the carpet. Again, like you were saying, it's a business. It's a massive. It's a multi-million-dollar business. Like, it's big. It's big business. And you can see on this Blackfish, you see them when they go and take the whales out from their natural habitat and how they do it and stuff. And it's almost like you've seen Free Willy, the film Free Willy.
Yeah, well, when I was in school,
the same kind of feeling, like, you know, like there's a bad guy that takes the fish out, you know, the killer whale out of the ocean and bangs it in a tank and charges people to watch it. And it's the same thing as SeaWorld. They technically take the creatures out of the ocean. I think some of them when they're catching it, they're actually like almost it dies. You have to watch it. But then I think some of them die as they try and capture them. There's a lot of there's obviously it's fishermen catching these big fish. I think doesn't always goes to plan. And then they shove them in a big tank, and their response is to attack the trainers who are obviously swimming in their water with them, making them do all this kind of stuff. Sometimes they probably, I can't speak for the killer whale, I don't know how their minds work, but they probably get fed up with performing and they switch. And you can see there's even on YouTube there's videos of like killer whales attacking the trainers and dragging them under the water and stuff. Pretty scary videos, to be honest, because you can't compete with the strength of a killer whale, man. And there's one going up and down, just keeps on landing and splashing, and you can see the geezer breaks his arm, and it's a good documentary, man. So what do you think of zoos?
I love a good documentary, me.
Yeah, it's good.
Love a good documentary. So informative. It's better than watching like something that's just entertainment, isn't it?
Yeah, documentaries are good. I think Netflix generally does have quite a few good documentaries on there. Cowspiracy, there's quite a good.
I'm a big fan of prison documentaries.
I've watched many prison like Louis. Remember Louis Theroux when he did his?
Watched all of those as well.
Yeah, man, Louis Theroux is fun. His work is so good, isn't it?
Mm.
Do you remember? Did you ever used to watch Louis Theroux?
Yeah, I watched most of his stuff.
Yeah, really good, wasn't it?
Well, I used to watch a lot of that stuff.
I wonder what he's doing now.
He's probably making documentary on something.
Reckon? I've seen him for years. They were interesting though.
He got quite successful with those, didn't he? He's probably like just.
It was all BBC based.
In a big holiday home.
Really?
Maybe he must have.
You don't
cake.
become like a millionaire from doing a couple of series of that, would you?
Do you think he's got a bit of cake though? Bit of money.
He might have some cake. I
Mm.
don't know his best way, but you have to to have cake. You kind of have to maintain it. I doubt he
you're
would have
right.
just banged a few.
Might have done a few investments. We don't know how. He seems
It's
like
weird that we're talking about his financial. I'm not sure of his financial status.
I mean, what do you guys?
But I know when he interviews Nazis, he does it in a very, very, very good way. Considering like when he talks to people.
Yeah, I remember him seeing interviewing
the Nazis, the prostitutes, and how he talks to them. Like he's so innocent, and he asks them like questions.
Yeah.
It's good.
He's slightly sarcastic, isn't it?
It is like sarcastic, but it's almost him. So people like it's like he's not even trying to be rude, but it's like, do you really think this view is appropriate?
Yeah.
Like, he basically just sticks on people, and it's funny. He's really entertaining to watch. They're all his series are on Netflix as well, I think.
Yeah, they are.
What do you guys think about David Attenborough?
Sam loves David Attenborough's documentary on the Earth stuff. And I've watched a couple of them, and I think they're really good as well.
Now, I heard that he's fantastic. He's done some fantastic work, and his voice reminds me of being a child. I used to watch nature programs as a child and growing up, and still I've got all the series and that on DVD. And now I heard this. And I'm not 100%. I can't 100% clarify this, but I heard this from a good source that in his last series that he did, he actually found God through it, because he was so astonished by it, obviously, because he goes deep, like he's under the water breaking down what a fish is doing that no one's ever seen before, and whatever. He goes deep, he will talk about the most intricate, deep stuff. So yeah, I heard that he discovered, because he was always a man talking a lot about evolution and stuff, but I heard that he found God through his last series. I don't know if you've heard that yourself.
Yeah, I had heard that from you.
From me.
When I went to your house that time, we were watching that documentary.
Oh, did I mention it then?
And you said that, yeah. Then.
You would expect to, though, wouldn't you? Because, like, he watches, like, some of the most fascinating things, and then, like, the order and structure, like, even how salmon and trout, how they travel, like, through the rivers in Canada, and all these incredible, like, structures and formalities that we see in nature, like, these incredible things. And then to refer always back to coming from evolution would make no sense. If you're studying like these incredible things that you see, these phenomena happen in nature with such detailed structure, to then just go and write off in your head thinking it could come from nothing, it could come from an evolution. I don't know, it wouldn't make sense to me. I think if you look at it that much, you think, wow, all this order, surely it must come from somewhere. There must be some sort of order behind this. You get me?
Yeah, after we watched it, we didn't sit down and watch it at your house, but after it was on your house, I recently watched an episode with you, with Mahdi and Nate, and I was watching with the intention, because you said that you watch it like almost like with the intention of like seeing the creation of Allah.
So it's a sunnah to ponder on the creation of Allah.
Yeah.
So imagine if you can watch something, so you don't even have to think about the amazing thing. Yeah, go on. Sorry, Karen.
No, yeah. So that's exactly that's the reason I watched it. And you're right. When you watch it with that intention, it's like, wow, like you'd think that after making so many, he would be like, wow, this can't be just here. Yeah, it has to be from Allah.
Yeah.
Like, so the way that, bro, the one I was watching, we were watching one, I think it's called something about the Predator and the Prey or something. And bro, the way that these, I think we were looking at a tiger, right? The way that this tiger was like so calculated in his attack when he wanted to attack some deer, it's just too perfect to not be from
Something.
From Allah, man. Like the tiger was literally, and animals don't have the intellect that humans have. Tiger was literally like what they do every time is like they get close enough to the animal, and then they like go back a bit, and then they go a bit forward, and then they wait for the animal to come close to them, and then they like tiptoeing, like, and it's like when you see the animal tiptoeing, like, and it attacks like it's too precise and perfect to like think to yourself, oh, this is just like I know it, like nah, man, like
of course
this animal has something in him, like I don't know if you can call it a fitra, I don't want to say that, but I'm sure like it has something in him that he knows that he has to.
I suppose it would be the fitra, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it would be the fitra for the,
I just don't know if that's
it's
like
all just an idea that it just can't happen by accident.
Yeah,
so to speak.
it's too much.
One thing I want to know is with these documentaries, is how do they get such HD footage so close?
Incredible, isn't it?
And they said they plant cameras for like
There's little cameras
months, but bro, these cameras are like
Tiny.
movie, like that's so HD.
Yeah, you look at the budget. I wonder how much their budget is for their equipment.
Millions, isn't it?
But they spend like years filming these like series and stuff. Like camera crews are out there in the wild doing this for a long time, and they obviously bring it back. They must must be a game of patience and knowledge, knowing, understanding where the animal's going to be and stuff. But the footage, and we've seen over the years how much better the footage is and how much better the filming and the quality and the camera work and is astonishing. Really, it's amazing to watch.
Imagine shooting an episode of Freshly Grounded with that camera.
I don't think it would work.
I mean, it's a whole different world, isn't it? Like on the outside things, but then you've got the ocean as well. And then I remember Sam talking about how the fear of being in the ocean alone, but then you got the deep sea as well, the deep sea documentary as well.
What's down there? There's some seas that go miles down, bro.
Really?
What's down there?
Yeah.
We know that Shaitan. We know that Shaitan lives in the sea.
Really?
He's thrown on the sea, didn't
Yeah, he chills there. It's thrown. Yeah, Bermuda Triangle. We're gonna go into that.
he? Literally don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what the Bermuda Triangle is? The Bermuda Triangle. You heard that?
I have a
Yeah.
triangle on my
You should,
hoodie.
you,
and
you should
some-
YouTube that. You should be
so
careful with that
like-
triangle on your hoodie.
I get refuted a bit. It's not
Yeah, you
good.
would do, yeah.
It's called being on the wrong side of YouTube, as in it's all like conspiracy theories and Illuminati and. all of
A lot
that.
of substance to it, though, isn't there? Like, all the planes and all the big ships and stuff that go missing over the triangle.
I put out a video this week about Ramadan tips. I tried to keep it quite light-hearted, but do you want me to tell you some of them
Yeah.
that I posted in the video? So I can't remember them. Oh, I've got them written down actually. So it was nothing like, I didn't want to speak without knowledge. I didn't write. So it was nothing like intense in that kind of format, but just like little tips and tricks that like, you know, I thought would be beneficial. So here's one. So I said, I'd love to know your thoughts on them. So I said, one is don't eat fat food for iftar. So we discussed this before in the podcast, didn't we? Like eating samosas and deep fried stuff, which is like quite prevalent in my culture. The second one I said is always try to do sahur, because I think that like it's a mercy that we've got the opportunity to do so. It's a big sunnah to have sahur as well. And why not take that food while we can? What do you think of that?
Always sahur, man. Like whenever I'm fasting, just really some of the hadiths about like the angels making dua for you and stuff. Like there's so much blessings in that meal. Even if it's just a glass of water and a banana, I think it's very important. Sahur is so important, man.
Do you generally go big on sahur or small?
Nah, quite light.
Really?
Cereal and fruit, really. Yeah.
I wonder
One
what the
time-
sunnah is. I'm not sure if it's to go big or to go small. I try to go big.
You go quite big, yeah.
I try to have
think
big
I'm more
breakfast.
concerned about putting water, having like liquids at that time. But and then even the other day I fasted and did sahur, just had cereal, and it was the perfect cereal for me is like almost the perfect thing to have when you're fasting. Because
Really,
cereal,
cereal's got a lot of sugar in it, no?
you know, all cereals do.
Actually, I suppose
Weetabixes,
you have bran
etc.
flakes or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. But they're good in the sense that you get a bit that milk, and I don't know, it fills me up.
Yeah?
I like banana and Weetabix and stuff is good for sahur.
I like Weetabix, man.
Mm.
Big Weetabix fan.
I think it's nice to go to, like, if you have like a splash of milk and stuff, it's nice to go to sleep with that on your palate opposed to anything too light with any kind of spices and stuff. I made the mistake once, my first year of Ramadan, I went to a brother's house, lovely Mauritian family, and I had a very, 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 very spicy sahur, and I'll never forget it. Like, kind of like made it very, very difficult, very, very difficult the next day. Avoid spices.
What you know when you have your Weetabix, do you have it like? Do you like mix it into a porridge, or do you have it like to?
Generally, I like I don't mix up a little
Yeah,
bit if
same.
I've got time. Yeah.
I'm really glad that you said that, because people
Although I
are
do eat it
surprised when-
sometimes without mixing it.
Same here.
When I was a kid, I mixed it.
Same.
Now, if I've got time, I'll mix it.
Same.
If I haven't, I'm happy to have it normally. It won't affect my day, but if I've got time, I'll mix it.
Same. Mad, didn't it? Normally people think I'm crazy. Next one I said is try to give charity every day. So I said, like, even if you could just give £1 a day, maybe make a promise to yourself, and then maybe in like the last 10 days, maybe try and increase it.
You remember the deeds increase so much anyway. If you put a 20p in, like, it's increased so much. Allah's so merciful during Ramadan. He increases it so much anyway. It's multiplied by how much. So it's good to obviously put a bit more than 20p in, but in theory, sadaqah is anything, isn't it? So
and it's also like you put in 20p, it might be like, and you might not have a lot of money on you. Let's say if you're like a school kid and like, you know, you're not earning.
Of course.
20p, you put in 20p that you could have put in towards like your lunch or something is like might be more beneficial than like a grown man putting in £100 because
yeah, even 5p a day, if you know what I mean, it's whatever you can afford, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
Then I said number 4. I said try to drop bad habits such as swearing, smoking, which obviously we shouldn't do anyway. Listen to music, that kind of stuff, because so online it basically says that there's a study that says that it takes 21 days to take away a bad habit, and we have 30 days in Ramadan, so it's a perfect opportunity to stop it. And like we shouldn't be swearing and stuff anyway, but especially when fasting, because then you're just starving your body, aren't you? You're not actually fasting isn't just leaving off food and water and relations with your wife. It's also leaving off loads of things. So yeah, like trying to drop bad habits, so that in the future. So like, let's say for Ramadan you don't swear at all, and then after Ramadan you got that habit in you now that to like be conscious when you swear.
A couple of years ago, me and my wife obviously we don't try and swear too much anyway, but we ended up in Ramadan changing the swear words to other words. So we'll call each other other words instead of swear words. It was actually really funny in the end. We carried it after Ramadan as well.
Really?
Yeah. We didn't swear though.
Like carrot. Number 5, gain new habits. So gain new habits. So in the study said that it also takes 21 days to start a new habit. So perhaps you want to start praying your sunnah, salah, your voluntary prayers, or you want to start making more dua, reading more Quran. It takes 21 days to form a habit, apparently. And so I suggested that maybe like try and implement that.
It's good.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's very good.
And then I said, number 6, I said try your best to like, if you work or something, try and book off the last 10 days, because last 10 days are quite like special. So maybe like focus more on like your soul ibadah with Allah, and like try and like weave off like all of the like social stuff, and like try and focus more on your relationship with Allah and the Quran.
Yeah.
Number 7, I said make changes now, because we don't, as much as like Ramadan is so close, we don't actually know if we're going to be alive at Ramadan. Like it's only 2 weeks away, but we don't know what Allah's got planned for us. Like, you know, we don't know if we're going to live that long. So instead of thinking like, even though Ramadan is such a great opportunity to make these changes, instead of thinking like, oh, I'm going to make these changes when it comes to Ramadan, like you should actually try and make these changes now.
Well, yeah, it's true, mate.
And then my last point was to go to the mosque more often. Try and make salah in masjid, especially for men. It's a very big thing that we should be doing.
Yes.
And yeah, that was my list of tips.
I think with Ramadan, treat it like it's a marathon, so it's not a 100-meter sprint. So don't just start and go all in and just try and up all your D's and try and change everything first day. Just understand that it's a whole month. Start as you mean to go on, but just don't overburden yourself and get exhausted, because halfway through you'll be tired and you'll be missing more tarawih, missing more this, that and the other. So remember, it's almost like obviously the whole thing's important, but the last of it is the important bit. So save your energy for that ibadah, for the last of it, the last 10 days.
Yeah, you don't want to gas out. And also, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something that you just said about it being a marathon. Oh, I can't remember. Typical me, eh?
Typical you.
Typical. But yeah, those are my Ramadan tips. I think stuff like laying off, like I'm going to try my best to lay off coffee.
Lay off coffee?
Yeah, because, well, I'm not going to have time for it much, because normally I'll wake up and have a coffee, but I'm not going to be doing it. So, but I probably will end up having it like after iftar, just one coffee a day maybe. But I don't know. It's nice to like reset all your like things in it, reset your habits and stuff. Yeah, man, just go take it easy.
Yeah. I'm looking just to try and be as healthy as I can so whatever food I'm consuming, I think I said last time, will just be fruit and veg.
I'm gonna plan to have a lot of juice in Ramadan.
Yeah, man, same. But then that'll be a juice tox for your body.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be easy.
I'm not gonna have just juice.
No, I know, but when you break fast and stuff, just try and just put lots of nutrients and stuff.
Oh, so many nutrients. But we haven't even got a lot of time to eat anyway. Like, so, what I'm trying to say is, you eat and then you got to go to Tarawih, and then you got to, when you get to Tarawih, you've only got a little bit of time to have food. So what I might do is get some like disposable juice cups and straws, and then like juice during the day, and then put my juice.
Oh, yeah.
So like make the juice, prepare the juice during the day, and then have my iftar like with proper food, and then as I'm leaving, put my juice into a nice takeaway cup and drink it on the way to the mosque.
That's good. That's a good plan.
Or to wherever I'm going. But then you don't want to drink all that juice on the way to the mosque and then need a toilet at the mosque. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, you have to be smart in Ramadan. What you have to do with your eating and drinking habits. The best time I think it's the best thing to do is definitely take a big bottle of water to Tarawih. If you're going to be there the whole evening, just bang that off. Just
you have to
consistently like just sip at it. Afterwards, relax for a little bit, then get a nice munch.
I've always found that from iftar to sahur, if I'm drinking a consistent small amount of water throughout the night, my fast was so much better, as opposed to when I'm like, oh my gosh, like I haven't even had water today, and then like at Fajr time you're like trying to bang off like 2 liters in 1 hour, and it's just
your body doesn't want to take it, does it?
Nah.
Your body doesn't want to. That's what I'm saying. Like when you do Tarawih, if you're consistently just sipping, just remember you've your body, you haven't been hydrating your body all day, so now it's the time to rehydrate it. So through that time of break, from when you break at Maghrib till Fajr, like just try and get that water in, innit? Just try and get that water in.
How much water do you need as a man in his body? Can you put it up, Mahdi? Because I think it's like 1 litre, 2 litres. But what's the actual science? What does science say?
2 or 3 litres, isn't it?
Yeah, find out. I'd like to know because then. But is it 2 or 3 litres even when we're fasting though? Because we're not even getting all the food in normally.
2 liters.
2 litres.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what my plan is to go to like Costco or something at the beginning of Ramadan and buy a big batch of 2 litre bottles of water and every day just finish off a bottle.
That sounds smart.
Because you get those 2 litre bottles of water, don't you? You get those Evian bottles that are 2 litre. You can get 1.5, but you can also get 2. Guess which one I'm going to go for, Sam?
2.
I'm going to go for 2.
It's clever.
You can also get customized water,
Can you?
like custom labelled water.
What was your name on it?
Well, I was buying some banners and stuff for the event, and one of the options on the website was to buy custom bottled water.
Really?
Not going to be doing that.
Nah.
Not at all.
I mean, you can get water that costs like thousands of pounds due to the purest of pH. I
Really?
remember you talking about Fiji water. Like that's your favorite water. This more the
Yeah, it turns out Fiji water is not the purest in the world. Like, no, I always knew it wasn't, but it's not. It's like 7 point something. It's not, or 8 or something. It's not like 7's the purest you get. I don't know anyone who's had water that's that pure. Have you?
Not on the top of my head, no. You? No? You?
No. Intriguing.
I mean, in America, there's this guy that deals with like fancy water, and he gets like minerals from all around the world, and then puts them in, finds the purest of water, and then he has this service where he offers like, you know, the bottle cap, but it's like a diamond, and it's like in the water, it's like the purest and purest, and it just tastes like water, but like spring water, like fizzy water, so to speak. But
I'll be content with Zamzam, to be honest.
Zamzam, if I've got Zamzam, I feel like a very rich man.
Yeah.
I mean that as well. When I have it in my possession, and Ajwa dates, I feel like I'm a very rich man. It's nice things, very good things to have. Do you know what I mean by that? It's just nice. I think it's a very powerful thing by having Zamzam. It's nice. It's a shame I haven't got a direct link for it.
It's
expensive over here, man.
Yeah, you can buy it online, but yeah, expensive.
40 quid for a big bottle, isn't it?
I'm not sure. It's not cheap. So just to round off, we'll probably we'll discuss like the whole like freshly grounded tour stuff in the intro. So in that case, I'm gonna turn around now and say, see that I turned around and I'm gonna say something.
Go on.
I'm gonna say Jazakallah khair for listening to episode number 13 of Freshly Grounded. It's been an absolute pleasure. I don't know why I'm going to get like this. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Sam.
13, you're not going to say it in another language?
I will in the intro.
Oh, in the intro, fine.
Oh, someone in the YouTube comments dropped us 13 in different languages, so I'm going to use that. Yeah. I hope they're not lying and I'm not like swearing in a different language. So if you guys can do that more often, that'd be great. Also, I just want to mention there's one guy a couple episodes ago started time-stamping our podcast. I think that was really nice of him and it really helped. Do you know what I mean by that? So he wrote like I don't know, 1 hour 45 minutes. This is when they start talking about this.
Really?
So it's like almost like a TV guide for our episode, which is really nice and helpful.
Decent.
Anything else you want to add to the episode, Sam?
No.
Wow. Okay.
I've spoken a lot today, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carried it a little bit.
Yeah. Been a strong episode.
Been a strong episode, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, guys, Jazakallah khair. Inshallah, we'll see you guys next week, which will be 1 week closer to Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.